Hello and welcome to episode 16 of Nerds and Words. I'm Tim Allen, everybody's favorite third or fourth pick streamer, and today we're joined as usual with Moreland TV.
Hello.
And Jinko Jeans model, Potion Shop TV.
It is I, the Potion Brewer.
And we have a special guest today, Khur.
Lasagna is basically just spaghetti in cake form.
Holy shit.
See,
why can't you guys do that? Why can't you guys do stuff like that?
I'll write something for next week.
That's what we're supposed to do. So we've got a lot of content today as BDO cannot decide what it wants to be when it grows up. So we are trying super hard to keep up with that and keep you guys not only informed in a palatable way, but also hopefully in an entertaining way with these four. How could it not be entertaining? So as usual, we're going to start with our weeks and what's been going on. I'd actually like to start with Khur since you're the special guest, put you on the spot. How was your week, my friend?
You mean like in terms of like BDO stuff or what?
Whatever you want to talk about.
I've actually been having a lot of fun with the that 1v1 arena they added in the BA where you like queue into it, doing like trial King of the Hills and stuff. That's what I've been doing mostly in the game this week. Other than that, I moved to another apartment, so that's kind of cool, I guess. That's about
What's
it.
your go-to trial character?
I like Suck DK and like obviously Tamer. Suck DK is really fucking strong, dude.
Wheel of Fortune.
I was just talking about Suck DK and wanting to play that.
How is Tamer played now? Does it suck or Awakening?
You can do both. Tamer is kind of weird in that like none of them or one of them isn't better than the other.
Does Suck have a grab?
Yes, Suck has a grab. Suck is like a rat play style where you know how she has the trap, right? Where you drop the Void Lightning? Well, she has a second trap as well using this skill called Roaring. So you just kind of drop the two traps and run around until they get trapped in one of them.
Yeah, big puddle of super armor CC.
Yeah, basically.
Yeah. That sounds like a tough 1v1 class.
Hey, dude, that's the only thing she's good at.
Oh, and there's a pet that CCs for you too, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that must make you feel good.
That's my favorite part.
How do I avoid getting stunned by a dog after I throw a Tamer on the ground? Is there any way to avoid it?
You could spam print screen after you grab. I'm sure you've heard of that.
Oh, yeah. That one got used on me quite a bit today.
Yeah, dude. Like the dog can't hit you if you're out of the game.
I don't think that's in the spirit of the game, Khur.
Is there a cooldown on a dog bite? 4 years later, I still have no idea how to fight Tamer.
No. The dog is like RNG. It really is. Like sometimes he'll just go ham and just start slamming you over and over again, and then sometimes I'll just stand there and watch you like get beat down. It's just super RNG, man.
My strategy for Tamers is dying a couple times in 1v1s first, and then making them think that I have no idea how to fight a Tamer, and then just bait out their grab, and then put the smackdown on them. And then beat him 3 times in a row and say good fights and walk away.
My strategy is take off all my armor and then let them kill me a few times, and then they usually go away pretty fast. I just give up.
Isn't that your strategy for fighting every class, Potion?
It works for all classes. This is true.
This is why we invited him to Aftershock. That was our standing order for open world PvP.
Fit right in.
Yeah. Remember Extra Large? His karma bombing antics. Anyway. Anything else, Khur?
No, that's about it, man. Yeah, what about y'all?
Cool. How about you, Moreland?
I also moved to a new place. I drove 20 hours or so from Washington to San Diego. The entire second half of the trip, the sky was on fire, and it kind of still is. So that was cool. Got a nice apocalyptic vibe driving across the country with a burning sky and everyone wearing masks. Sort of felt like I was in, a video game. Yeah, that's pretty much been my week.
Did you rent a U-Haul or something?
Yeah, how did that work?
No, I don't have that much shit.
Wow, really? You fit it all in your car?
Everything in the car, and then I had a desk and a mattress that I got after I arrived, and that's it.
I was about to ask if your mattress fit in your trunk.
How much better
I have
is
a
the
king
internet?
size mattress, actually.
Why? Why?
Because I like to sleep diagonally, bitch.
Yo, did you hear about how the fires got started in California?
We didn't
Gender
start the
reveal party?
fire. Sorry.
About the gender reveal?
Yeah.
Fucking hilarious, dude. Well, it's not hilarious that it happened, but it's kind of like
Wait,
Tell
is
me
that
again, what
real? Is
happened?
that why I'm
it's
seeing the
actually
gender
real.
reveal?
There's like
God.
there's a couple that were doing a gender reveal party, and most
Oh my
people they just
God.
take balloons and fill them with like pink or like blue glitter, you know. Well, they did fireworks. They had like a big custom made firework that was going to like signal what gender the child was, and it caught the entire area on fire.
Wow.
Instagram is ruining the world. It's literally ruining the world. There wasn't like one part of a pregnancy or a wedding that wasn't like strictly determined by what was seen on Instagram. Through my experiences with that. Okay,
I've
so
never used Instagram. I have
it's
no comment.
awful. It's so much worse than Twitter in every way possible. Cool. So, congrats on the move.
Yeah.
Both of you.
Thank you.
Potion, I'll let you go next if you promise to let me go after.
Do my best. Do my best. All right. I'll eventually remember it. So this week for me, we'll talk about BDO, I guess, a little bit. I got 12 DP. So that was my big thing. I got Tet Boots, a Tet Chest, and a Tet Kudum, and I got a Tet Black Star for my Hashin. So busy week
Nice.
in game, and that's basically all I did because BDO is my life.
Do you have multiple Tet Black Stars now?
I do. I have one for my Sork and one for my Hashin.
Fuck you.
Pretty ballin', dude.
It took me 11 attempts though, so it was quite strenuous.
Aw.
Are you
Yeah.
gonna go? Okay. Bummer,
Aw,
dude.
I'm so sorry.
Listen, it
I'm on
wasn't one tap. All
43.
right, I had to say that because you definitely sounded like you thought it was a one tap. All right, so it wasn't a one tap.
I never think about you.
11 attempts is basically a one tap.
That's basically free, dude.
Well, 14
Yeah.
was my average, but that's the average for it based on the fail stack I
Actual
was using.
streamer RNG. I wish I had enough viewers for streamer RNG. That'd be great.
I got upgraded to level 2 streamer RNG. Literally, I knew that half the viewers are
That's true.
are
That's
bots.
true.
So, but don't. Yeah.
It's not like you're complaining.
Hey, it worked. Got the RNG package, right? But I know that was about it for me. It wasn't anything crazy.
You also went to Taco Bell today, right? That's big. That's big news.
Yeah, I went outside for the first time in like a week.
Yo, what's your go-to like food at Taco Bell?
Well, I did like their Doritos ranch taco thing, but they got rid of that because Doritos didn't want to responsor them. So now they replaced that with a nacho crunch taco or something like that. Anyway, the dollar menu. That's where I go to every time.
I don't know how you guys survive on this kind of food.
Crunch Wrap Supreme.
Ooh. I like it, but they usually get soggy before I can finish them.
Shredded chicken burrito, bro.
Hmm.
Phenomenal.
Yeah.
I'll do a 5-layer cheese and bean or whatever every once in a while. I got to be real fucked up for that though. So cool. So I also moved this week. I did not. I just wanted to fit in.
Bro, I was like,
actually,
what?
kind of a big change happened today. My dad told me he wants to retire. And so we've had a family business for like 3 generations. And so I'm going to go back to work and take it over. So that happened today. So I'm going to go back to...
That's big news. What's your plan, like overall, both with job and stream?
I'm going to expose every piece of shit streamer that's ever crossed my path and never stream again. I'm kidding.
That'll be the first in line, that's for sure.
Will we see your account on player auctions in the next couple days?
No. I'm not quitting or anything like that. I'm just going to go back to... I was actually, so bear with me for a second. I grew up playing the piano, and I wasn't like a great pianist or anything, but I just wanted to play a couple of songs, and it led me down a path. Played for about 10 years. And then my piano teacher was like, you need to practice more. So I started practicing more, and I actually started getting worse. So that kind of taught me a lesson that sometimes when you take things too seriously and, do too much of it, it loses its magic. And so I'm just gonna go back to streaming in a couple of evenings a week and on the weekends, and take over the family business.
Well, I think that's a lot of wisdom in those words there.
Yeah, I mean, I've been doing it for 15 years. It's what I'm actually good at. So I'm excited to do that. I had a nice break through coronavirus and streaming full time for a while. But I had more fun when I was just doing it at nights in my free time. So I'm going to do that.
Well, more power to it.
The family business is Twitch streaming. Thank you for asking. But this weekend game, I slipped and fell last, was it Sunday or Monday? I think it was Sunday. I slipped on a wet floor and fell on the stairs and like really fucked up my spine. So I've been going to the chiropractor a lot this week. And then I get a massage. So I really didn't get to play BDO like at all. I did an hour and a half of Sakurai before we played Among Us with Merlin, and I got 6 Tungrad rings in an hour and a half. So that was cool. A little welcome back RNG, but I haven't played the new account, and hopefully we get to talk about Hashishane here a little bit today, because I think I have summed up what it is to restore the new player experience from about 50 hours of playing on a new account. So I'd like to talk about that too when we get to it, but I don't see myself doing a whole bunch of that anymore. So big week, a lot of stuff going on.
Yeah, let's stuff.
So you kind of burned out on the new account thing already?
It's not so much that it was a burnout as it was a fucking torturous experience top to bottom. The new player experience in this game is awful. I have no idea how any new player is ever retained. It's terrible.
I actually did something similar a while back on EU. I like made a brand new account on EU and played it up to about to like soft cap just to kind of see the way it felt. And yeah, I don't think I'll ever do that again. I don't know. It just kind of like back in 2016, it just playing from scratch wasn't a big deal because there was a lot of other people that were also at that area with you. You know what I mean? And like it just the game had more of like a community feel, I guess. And you had like, you know, different guilds taking over different channels and fighting for grind spots and things like that. But nowadays, you kind of feel like you just get like pub stomped if you're on or raffle stomped if you're on a new account.
Seasons is fucking terrible. Can we talk about this for a second? Seasons is
real quick. Is the voice cracking for you guys, or is that on my end?
Yeah,
it's Khur.
We might have to change Discord servers.
It sounded like a hardware thing. Jiggle your cord.
Do you ever have mic problems?
Do it a little slower. Yeah. Just like that.
Is it good?
No, I'm still popping.
Is it? Do you have any power next to your signal?
We'll just hop to a different server real quick, see if that helps.
No, it's not. It's him.
Okay, is that good?
No. I can hop to. We can still hop to a different server if you want, though. Talk again.
Yeah, you hear? You hear me?
Oof.
It's was.
Here, let me disconnect my mic and reconnect it.
Okay.
I love when this happens. Sometimes I have to take the cord and
I don't hear anything. Hello?
Yeah, I swapped servers. Yeah.
Oh.
All right, is it still crackling?
Yep.
A little bit. I think we're just gonna have to deal.
What did I interrupt?
AC down. Hold on 1 second. Let him fuck with that. I gotta. Shit, my knee.
Yeah, if your cord is like dragging against the side of something, like sometimes if the cord for my mic is leaning up against my PC tower on the ground or something, that can cause weird vibrations. You might just have to toss it around a little bit.
If it's Discord, you might be able to just disconnect from Discord yourself and then reconnect it and see if that works.
Okay, what about now?
Still popping.
Weird.
Does your chat have it popping on their side as well?
Sounds fine here. Sounds good here.
So it's just Discord then. I would leave the Discord channel and come back in and just reconnect.
Yeah, just completely restart Discord.
Mm-hmm.
I forgot to turn my AC on. Fuck.
My chat's giving me shit for calling it a tower. We can't call it. It has to be called a case now.
No, it's a fucking tower. Your chat's a bunch of idiots.
I think we're just too old, Tim. I think we're just very old grandpas calling it a tower.
I think that's just the technical term for it, right?
I
Not
think
the consumer term.
Hold on. NZXT tower.
Yeah, the technical term I think is tower. I think the
they say
term...
computer cases. It says computer cases.
Yeah.
Really? I'm a boomer, damn it.
Imagine being the level of simp to buy a Ninja NZXT branded computer.
Hey, isn't he back on Twitch? I'm super excited about that.
Yeah, he is.
Tower case.
Khur can rejoin this, right?
Yeah.
Okay, there he is.
Is it good?
We all have to
I'm not sure.
say again.
Is it good?
Nope.
No.
What? That's so weird. Why is it good on my end but not on the other end? So...
I don't know what to
Might
do
just
about
have
this.
to deal.
Yeah, I think we just have to deal.
Is it like super obnoxious?
It doesn't bother me.
It's like 35% obnoxious.
Yeah, that's a good.
Just
a good ratio.
Just keep your answers to 5 words or less. It's all right. Stuff happens. Let's the show must go on. So seasons. My new player experience was fucking awful. I hated it.
What was so bad about it?
It's really people that okay, now I'm hearing myself through Khur. That's bothering me. It's really a lot about people getting the Blackstones early. Remember, like a couple weeks ago when we were like, oh, nobody wants this. And it was just people camping and stuff. And it wasn't even people camping. It was like people in Arsha. So you have 2 choices. You basically either grind on top of each other meaninglessly, or you just get shit stomped and shit talked when you're looking for PvP that should be at your level. And so I'm playing Hashashin on a new account, so I don't know how to play iframe classes or Hashashin, and I'm not like the best fucking gamer for BDO anyway, so I figured it'd be kind of an even keel, but I got outgeared at every juncture, and then everybody's playing like Awakened Witch and shit, which scales super well early on. And then I just get called gearlet and shitbag and all that stuff, and it just wasn't fun at all in finding all the nodes. Like even like the stuff that I didn't think was going to be fun was fine. Like the energy, the contribution, setting up nodes, getting ready for life skilling, leveling up my gathering kind of sucks, but fuck it, whatever. But it's the actual gameplay of a half-made class, right? A class that doesn't have succession or awakening was a big deterrent. And then just how hard it is to get time-filled Blackstones when it's so important playing seasons. It seems like if they really want to have seasons be for the new player experience, they should probably not incentivize all of us veteran players to a point where it's fucking mandatory to do it. You know?
Yeah, I mean, I kind of get that. So were your experience exclusively on Arsha, or was it on regular servers as well?
I went to like Olvia. I did seasons, channel 3 and 4 is where I mostly stayed. I went to Arsha when I just couldn't fucking kill a mob because there's hordes of people where I was. It was just bad. There was just no fun at all at any time. Zero fun.
Yeah, I mean, I did okay on the Arsha channel. I had to get out of the early areas. Like people literally will cron their Tuvala to pin and camp catfish at level 50 within an hour of the servers coming up. Like no reason other than to have a massive advantage and to ruin shit for everyone else. And that's incentivized in the current game's design. There's a lot of avenues for people to do that. And no counterplay unless you're an existing player who wants to spend that 3 to 5 billion silver or, grind super hard the week beforehand, getting all the Fugar crystals. So your actual behavior in the season has almost no impact on your strength in the season relative to your behavior before the season, which is so asinine. I mean, it's like if that doesn't completely invalidate the purpose of a season from the get-go. I just don't understand how they are this blind to it. It's staggering.
So I'm coming at this with real quick. Let me qualify that I'm coming at this with the idea of like a new player. I think there's still fun to be had, and you can still get Blackstones and doing all the quests that they have and the beginner quests and stuff like that. But as far as like a new player experience, there was new players just in Poly's like, can somebody help me? I have no fucking idea what I'm doing. Right? It's not leading you anywhere. It's showing you the worst parts. It's highlighting the worst parts of the game. Questing, running over people, begging for mobs. Like that doesn't even happen. It's just such a weird version of BDO. And I'd be embarrassed if I recommended BDO to somebody and then they had the experience that I had. They'd be like, why the fuck did you tell me to play this game?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I get that. I'm really curious because what do you guys think can be done to remedy this? Like, I mean, I think there's definitely some issues.
Very easy. Yeah, there's like 5 or 6 things that pop into my head immediately, and I could probably add 20 more on that will all be super, super easy fixes. First fix: get the main quest out of the season pass. That would be number one. At least for existing players. Actually, for new players, I think putting the main quest in there is fine because there's some rewards in there that they need to get. But the second thing is they need to not ever have the Fugar Crystal event ever again. Third thing is they need to revamp Tuvala so that it A, doesn't use fail stacks, and B, doesn't use Cronstones. They need to have Tuvala be enhanced the same way that Monos, like in Monos accessories or Monos clothes are enhanced. I get that they want to introduce new players to fail stacking, but the way that Tuvala, the way that you enhance Tuvala doesn't make any sense. Like you have to spend so much time stacking on items that aren't Tuvala in order to work on your Tuvala. It's not like the old days where in the plus 15 era, when you were enhancing your Gruntle, you would use your fails on your plus 10 Gruntle to fuel your attempts on your plus 13 Gruntle. Like there were smart ways that you could kind of leverage your fails on something you actually wanted to then get an upgrade that you also actually wanted. With Tuvala, there's no way of doing that. The vast majority of your stuff is just you fail stacking so that you can go for duo, and then sometimes your duo stacks will lead to try, and sometimes your tri stacks will lead to tet stacks, but about half the time it's not going to, and you're going to have to go fail stack on Reblath or something else, which new players have absolutely no context or no idea how to do that. It's just super convoluted and confusing, and it benefits people who already have the Cronstones and the fail stacks from before the season's saved up already. Mm-hmm. So even if they keep the current enhancing system for Tuvala, they need to create a secondary season Cronstone and stop allowing people to use regular Cronstones. The only reason that I can think of why they wouldn't do that is because maybe they have some idea that there are like newbie whales who are buying costumes for their Tuvala, or maybe existing players are buying costumes and extracting those for their Tuvala. But I just think that relative to the amount of money they would make from actually attracting and retaining new players, that can't be a significant amount of their income. Like even from a business standpoint, it just seems like it's alienating people and losing them money.
This game's way over monetized. I'm embarrassed that Cronstones exist in seasons myself.
I agree. I don't think they should be able to Cronstone Tuvala gear. And again, my biggest problem though is just being able to grind for a week leading up to the event and have enough time for Blackstones to just smash your gear day one.
I had 1,700 that is sold to a vendor because I got them for free for just grinding. 1,700 to just send in my bank. That's a lot. That's a ton. Like, that's enough to get you all the way up to pin, just about.
So on my main account, it'll be fine. Going through that for the weapon exchange coupons and stuff. But as far as a new player experience, I can't imagine missing harder than how they portrayed this. It's a terrible, terrible experience.
Well, and then releasing half of the new class is also like, it's just such an outdated way of doing it. And it puts new people who are hyped for, or maybe I think most of the people who are playing the new class, like actual new players, are going to play whatever. But people who played BDO 2 years ago and are coming back for the new class because they think it's interesting. And they're going to come back after not playing the game in 2 years, play a half completed class that's already at a huge disadvantage, and then be even further disadvantaged by not having all the resources piled up. And it's like, are they really going to stick around?
I think there's a surprising number of new players that go to Hashashin because it's pasted it all over their website, all over the launcher. They see it. They want people to play it because they're proud of it or whatever. But man, if a new player is picking up Hashashin right now, I mean, that just furthers that's why I picked it. I'm like, hey, this is kind of the new thing, what they want people to do. So here we go. And it's fucking terrible. Like trying to fight an Awakened Valk with Hashashin, forget it. I don't even care what their gear is.
I have experienced that a lot. Went to Starzen this week to farm and met plenty of people like, duel for spot. I'm like, no, I'm not going to duel you. I don't have a Succession Awakening. They're like, flag up, just whoop my ass. I'm like, oh, all right, I'm heading out. But yeah, I definitely feel that. I feel like originally when I first started playing Hashashin and with the season and everything, like I felt like, okay, well, I understand it not being out because they want to sting content and everything. But after playing, like you're just so outmatched on every single front. I mean, I'm 287 AP right now, and I still can't hold a candle to the Awakening Succession classes. It's like, I definitely became quite apparent that that needs to be something. Succession needs to come out at launch at the very least.
Seasons is a really cool idea, and there's a lot of good in seasons. But as far as a new player experience, I'd give it a 3 out of 10, maybe a 2 out of 10. So, Khur, did you do seasons?
I didn't do Hash Brown this season because I played a lot of it on the global labs, and I just didn't want to wait for his Awakening to come out. I'm just waiting until Wednesday.
Are you a fan Awakening over Succession? I was going to play Succession.
I mean, I just, like you guys were saying, like I think the game is too far progressed to release a new class without either Awakening or Succession day one.
I'm kind of feeling that. I was okay waiting 1 week, but now waiting the second week, I'm just like, I kind of just want to play other games until Wednesday.
Yeah, I hear that.
All right, Potion, you want to take us through the notes, my friend? Thank you. I don't know if everybody knows that, but Potion Shop goes through all the patch notes and really gives us the topics to talk about every single week. He takes the time to do that and upload to Spotify. So thank you, my friend, for putting in all that work for us.
Well, I gotta do something because I don't bring the comedy, that's for sure.
It's more than you think.
You do.
Yeah, you do. Yeah, you do, man.
I know what you guys talk back. All right, so
hey, have you seen some of your clips, dude? You kind of indirectly bring the comedy, dude.
Bro, I tell you what, I don't look at those things because the last time I looked at one of those, I got posted to Reddit, I got banned on Reddit, and then I made another account because it doesn't do anything when you ban somebody on Reddit.
You got banned on Reddit?
Oh yeah. Well, that's a whole other story, but hey, so I just can't stop looking at all that. Just let people do whatever they want, The first topic is Tuvala Ring and Tuvala Earring get brought back as a reward for seasons, and this kind of ties into the topic we were just talking about. I think this is awesome. I don't know why it happened this week instead of last week, but I'm glad it's back. What do you guys think about it? You guys think this is something that needs to occur every time? How do you think about the reward structure of seasons with this?
I think it's a little free. I think Tet Earring and Tet Ring I'd be a little bit happier about that because, I feel like it kind of robs people of feeling like they've achieved something in the season. If we're actually going to do the season properly, like I said, we already talked about getting rid of the resources beforehand, but we also can't give away like too much free shit to where people who are playing the season are maxing out in the first week either. Like it needs to have kind of got to work for it a little bit, compete with other people a little bit. You got to have a chance to get lucky or unlucky. That's the BDO casino, but I'm not that worried about it. I think overall it's a nice boost. It's a nice reward for hitting those levels.
I'm reminded of something Moreland brought up season 1, actually. He said that there was a change in the Tuvala percentages, and he's like, it's winding down in the season. I broke my back over enhancing this shit, staring at Reblath for days, and now they're making it better. I don't like it when seasons get easier as time goes on. So I think that was a good point, and something that they did have it last season, but if somebody just went, well, I'm going to start with rings first. I want to get my pen ring first. Now they're a fucking asshole. So I don't know, just maybe set the confines of what the season's going to be and just let it ride. Having events and drop events and stuff like that's, one thing, but fundamentally changing how it works and the strategy of it, I'm not a big fan of.
One idea that I'd like to run by you guys is I would like to see like a roadmap for it, because if this is on a roadmap, that would be awesome, because then I would know, okay, well, I'm not going to do that until later on because I know it's coming next week. Like, hey, I think if you had some type of basic roadmap, not only would it make you feel like you're in a season that's progressive, but you'd also not make mistakes along the way that could have been prevented.
Well, it's unclear if they intentionally did this or if they just like kind of forgot to add it. Because with the Tuvala stone changes, that was just a global change that they made to every region, and it just happened to come in halfway through our season. But I think in Korea it came at the beginning of a new season or something. I don't know. I could be wrong about that, but that was just a change they decided to make overall to make season progression less punishing. And I think it's kind of an accident that it happened midway through the season. So maybe these accessories being added a week later is also an accident. Who knows? Maybe they have some strange logic in which they think that those items would have been too powerful the first week, even though that would be highly ironic considering the fact that people have pin everything else already. But yeah, I mean, they didn't really explain their thinking on this, so it's hard to know.
Mm-hmm.
I've never seen a roadmap that they haven't completely botched, by the way. Potion Shop.
Yeah, I don't like it when they release roadmaps because they usually don't keep up to it.
Yeah, it's like dad telling you he's going to show up to your basketball game.
True.
It's exactly like that.
I don't know. Yeah, I guess that makes sense. Anyway, the next topic, if you guys want to move on, is weapon coupons for seasons. This is actually a big deal now because new characters can immediately use a weapon coupon. So if a new character comes out, you can use it day one on the characters now. That's a big change because if Hashin 2.0, whatever next character comes out, you can just immediately put all your pin weapons on it day one now. They reverted that change where you had to wait and then progress your character through normal means. So now you can save those up and then use them on the new character when it comes out. What are your thoughts?
I think it's not a huge change since the Awakening and Successions were staggered anyways. I don't know who's couponing weapons on day one. But I mean, it's fine, I guess. It's a nice change because the 30-day limit before, again, felt like an over monetization. It felt like they were just forcing people to use artisans and shit to make new weapons if they wanted to. It's kind of like how like the new champ in a MOBA comes out. It's like double price for the first couple weeks and then it goes to normal. It's sort of like that. It's just a monetization thing. I don't think there was any design reason why the coupons should be limited. So I guess it's a nice change. I don't personally think it's a huge deal.
I'm sorry. Somebody in chat just said Joe looks like he got a lit haircut. Can you give us a flex, Khur?
You're gonna see so much tone in the arms, bro. You're not ready for it.
Time in the sun, dude.
How many pull-ups can you get to now, Joe? I don't care about the coupons. I don't care what they do with them. I think they should be in the game, but however they want to do it, whatever the logistics of it, next.
All right. Well, yep. I want to. This is we're skipping into a global lab change, but this relates to the topic. What they did for global lab this week is they made a Marty Stone research lab thing, and you can basically pay 3% of the cost of your weapon and the CAF for 3 weapon, and you can reroll it to any other class. So if you want to put 3 weapons in there, you can put 3 weapons in there, and it'll reroll them to the class of your choice and kind of like lock you in with your other character that you created. So for example, my weapons are worth like 60 billion. So 3% of that would be whatever X amount, maybe 4 billion. I'm not good at math. And then I'd give it 4 billion in fuel, and then I could basically change them over to another character, which again is sort of like a reroll coupon, but you can just do it whenever you want at the cost of silver, which I think is interesting. I think it's something. It feels like it's like a PoE patch just like snuck its way into BDO somehow. I'm like, whatever. But that's on the global lab right now, and I think that's also kind of relates to this topic because it's all related to weapon exchanging.
Okay, so I think my awakened weapon's worth 40 billion, like with Kaffers and stuff, just like rough estimate.
Do you have a link for that?
Yeah, it's going global lab. Here, let me see if I can find it.
It sounds...
Is that 120 million or 12 million?
It's a 3% cost is what it is.
So you pay 3% of the overall value of the item, and then you can re-roll it whenever you want.
Including Caphras, yeah. So marketplace value of the Caphras in your weapon and marketplace value of the weapon, and then you can roll it to another class, and then when you're done, it goes back to the original class, and then you can send it to another class. So basically, it goes to another class, and it's like rented out to the class.
Yeah.
It's
1.2 billion. Yeah, okay.
Okay. And so
I wasn't sure. I was like, a couple billion sounds high, but it is.
So yeah, you can rent it out to another class, and when you're done, it goes back to your main character, and then you can rent it out to another one of your characters. It's sort of like an advanced character swap is the way they described it.
I'm trying to figure out. So this, you can't use it through wars, is what it says.
Did you throw the link in?
I'm currently trying to nab it for you.
I got it. I can send it to you. Global Labs update September 11th, right?
Yep.
Yeah, I got you. 1 second, buddy.
I'll put it in your chat, Khur.
So I think it really comes down to how often you have to do this, right? So if I have to do this every day, that's not going to be fun. Oh my god!
Mm-hmm.
But if I can just like re-roll to Awakened Witch, and then that's my no door character, and then I spend a couple billion silver to have Guardian weapons, all the other time. Then that's literally my dream. I want to play Awakened Witch in PvP and grind on Guardian. And if I have to pay a day's worth of grinding, a week, a month for that, I'm doing that. I'm doing that.
So it says that this is tied to the character tag system.
Yeah, it's basically they have some convoluted system for like tagging characters for it. And the reason they do that is because they don't want it to be a weapon reroll. They want it to be like a weapon, like temporary conversion is what they're looking for.
So then, as long as they're tagged, you don't have to like keep. There's no maintenance to it.
There's no maintenance fee.
Once.
Yeah,
bro.
No maintenance fee. And then basically, when you're done, you just untag the characters. It goes back to your original character, something along those lines, anyway. And then you can tag a new character and then pay the cost again, and it'll go to the new character. We'll have to see what this looks like in game, but it seems to be a very interesting system. If you're just looking to try out another character, maybe the flavor of the month class, you go play it for a while.
So I personally love this because I want to play two different classes, but this is going to make Siege fucking horrible because everybody already has Siege ults in the castle guilds for the most part, right? Unless there's some god tier or something else, and they probably still eventually get forced. So now you're literally going to have a suck wizard.
Yeah, you're forced to.
You are going to reroll suck wizard season 2. It's free to reroll your weapons. So you're going to play suck wizard or at least witch, and then you tag to the character you actually want to play. So we're going to see Siege guilds with 100 witch whiz or 90, but ostensibly 100. Mm-hmm. It's actually going to fucking make Siege actually fucking worse.
I'm not seeing any limitations on being able to use it like in Siege or Node War. The thing is, like, this is a really good change to the character tag system. It's unfortunate that the Siege meta is so broken that this allows it to be abused even more easily. But I feel like just because Siege is broken doesn't mean other parts of the game shouldn't be improved, right? So like they have to focus on class balance at some other point. I like this change. This is really interesting. Like this allows you to actively play more than one class, it seems like.
So it's a nerf to Chonation because they're already 100% witch wizard. And it's above the Black Rose who has no witch wizards.
I like that because like it allows you to, like you said, if you want to have a class for PvP, if you want to have a class for grinding, or it just makes the tag system useful for something other than like bartering or like, or like when it was used for sea monster hunting and things like that, right?
Yeah, absolutely. I
People
think
are saying that you can't use it in Siege. I'm trying to find that in the patch notes.
Right, so you can't use it when there's a node placed. It's poorly translated. But what you do is if you're in a Siege guild or want to play in Siege, you roll your weapons to Witch Wizard, and that's your PvP character. And then you do the tagging system copy thing for your other character for the other 90% of the time that you play the game.
I think the only thing is that the cost is pretty prohibitive. So it's
a one-time cost, bro.
Well, to roll back and forth is one time?
No. It's just one time.
You just tag it, leave it tagged.
You only have to pay when you
Oh.
untag and tag to another character. So if you tag it and leave it tagged permanently, then it's just a one-time 3% fee that you pay.
They said they're considering restrictions, such as not being able to use it in Node Wars, but that's
I don't
not
think
the
they should.
same.
I think the way it currently set up is really, really good because it allows you to diversify your kit. It removes silver from the economy, and overall makes the game a better place overall. I think just in general because people can play what they want to do. They have more choices. More choices make the game more fun. You know, and people won't feel bad about hey, I'm gonna spill 2 billion and see how. I like lawn in Node Wars, and you're like, why is this lawn here? Like, this thing's crazy geared. What the heck?
Or it just fucks the PvP scene even more, right? It's going to force like
at the high end, yeah.
No, it's even going to be in nodes. There's going to be Node War guilds and Balanos Serendia guilds that are going to force people to reroll. And then, just tag your character that you actually want to play. You can play Kuno, you can play Tamer until your eyes bleed, but you have to have a witch to be in this guild.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I think that all that is
it's already like
I think the PvP discussion is another topic. Like, is this change independently by itself a good change to video? And I think Now, PvP by itself has so many innumerable issues at this point. This just adds one to it. And maybe they'll do I think they're right now they're doing Hashashin. They're going to do Ordolito. They're going to have something else planned after that probably. And then once all that's kind of ironed out, maybe they'll have a little bit more free time in the development process to squeeze in a few more of these PvP changes that we've been really looking for. We've seen a few of the Node War changes here and there. So, we know that they're looking at that. So maybe I just hope. Who knows? I would like to. I think as far as this goes, as far as in addition to the game, I think it's awesome. I love it.
Every time they change this game, I'm further and further from being interested in ever participating in Siege again.
I see where you're coming from, Tim, but we have to allow them to make changes to other parts of the game without Siege holding everything back. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. I agree. No, I agree. I'm just flabbergasted with how negligent they are to something that is ostensibly a really highlighted key point, right? Like your icons on the map, it happens once a week. You have to qualify for it. There's all these things for it. And it's all this big buildup. And it used to be really important to these companies. And now they just shit on it every chance they possibly can. I used to hold a Siege podcast for a couple of years. I ran a couple of Siege guilds. I obviously go straight to that when changes happen. So forgive me for I'm just bringing that up as part of the conversation. Yeah, I think as somebody who doesn't Siege anymore, I think it's fucking awesome. But I'm forced to remember my past going, oh, fuck.
I just think it's pretty asinine, though, to base your weekly playtime around Siege, right? Siege is a big draw of the game, but let's say you play the game 50 hours a week. You can't really base everything you do around Siege, right?
Yeah. I did for some people do, though. Yeah, some people that is their end game. The reason they're grinding and the reason they're playing is because they want to compete in Siege, and now that that competition's just dwindling.
Well, I think
led a Siege guild for 2 years, man.
Well, I think if you look at it, all right, let's think about this. How much of a difference would it be? Okay, remove PA from the game, protected area from the game. Bam. Then this is all of a sudden is a completely different discussion. I think once if they start looking at this issue and addressing it, I think that we'll see potentially some good changes to it. I think I like I said, I think it's a completely different topic that does need to be discussed, but doesn't relate necessarily directly to this one. With the
Siege is dead. It'll never be revitalized. They'll never fix it. All these changes they're talking about, they're full of shit. That's never going to happen.
We'll see.
That we will.
I like this change. I like the change of this weapons. I thought it was related.
I do too. I'm not trying to make this negative. I just thought it was an interesting,
it's something to think about because it does affect Siege in a negative way for sure. Now this is a awesome change, and since the main quest line is required for the season right now, I think this is also an awesome change for new players. Basically, when you complete the main storyline now, every region gives you a premium costume. So if you complete Belnos, you get the Hercules of Might set, and you can wear it as a premium costume on your character. That's what I'm wearing on my Hashashin right now. When you complete Serindia, you get another
Why would
piece
you
of
call
gear.
that premium?
Because you can wear it on your character as a costume, and it's not a gear set you wear for armor and AP. It's just cosmetic.
Okay,
So
but premium refers to Cash Shop Awakened outfits.
It's the orange. It's the little orange little icon. It has all the things there. It gives you 2 cast speed, 2 attack speed if you wear a 4-piece set of it. And you get one for every region, so you get to pick your.
It's an outfit, but there's nothing premium about it.
You don't have to look like a hairy tree log or whatever it is. It's nice. It's a good change. I think this is one of my favorite changes I've made to the game because I had to go around in Hashin for a week and a half because I couldn't afford a costume and looked like a hairy tree log. And now I don't have to do that anymore. It's great. I love it. I love this change. And now whenever I play a new character, I don't have to spend any money, and I can look decent. I don't have to wear the stupid Serindia outfit that's like half and half weird colors or whatever. Anyway, I think it's really good. Every region gives you a new one, so you can pick your armor set you want to wear. I think it's currently Dobar armor for Caltheon, Teratos for Serindia. It is, like I said, Hercules of Might for Belanos. Granil is in there somewhere. Lemuria is for Kama Sylvia, and Akum, you can wear Akum now, is for Drigan. And I forget what Valencia was. I forget what one was. But anyway, it's really nice. You get to customize your character, and you get a lot of customized options there, and you don't have to look like a hairy tree log. So I'm happy. I'm really excited about this. I love it.
Like more or less than Manos.
I think Manos is a terrible update.
Look, I don't know. I like the idea behind this change, but like their explanation was that this was supposed to be some kind of visual progression, and I just don't really feel like there's visual progression going from Taratus
no, there's definitely not
Hercules to Grunel. Like it's nice that they're giving people some non-cash up alternatives for how they look, but there's still no visual progression in the game. If they want to have visual progression, they need to think harder than this.
Yeah,
I'm sorry. Are we supposed to pretend that visual progression is somehow noted through how far through the main quest line you are in the first 20 hours of you playing the game?
That's what they said in the patch notes when they put this in the game. That was the blue text. That this was giving people a sense of visual progression.
Remember those 2 people that they captured off the street and gave them $100 to wave during the Heidel Ball at home to pretend that they were devs that played the game?
Does this happen in Korea or something?
What it should be is, if I can steal your content for a second, Potion Shop, is maybe your weapon, just like in cell phone games, your weapon starts looking cooler as you go from like Pry, Duo, Tri, Tet, Pen, and then maybe it gets fiery and more fiery as you put Kaphras levels into it. So people are like glowing and shit when they're like full pen. You got spikes coming off your shoulders and stuff is like lighting up or glistening or glowing as you put Kaphras into it. And so when you see a full pen, horny motherfucker, like actual has horns, he's not like full hard, but like a horny ass motherfucker rolling around with this big flaming sword, you go, holy fuck, he's gonna kill me. Not, wow, that guy's done the Valencia quest line. Let's look out for him.
Well, I've seen Blackstar. I've seen Blackstar, and that's about the best they got to offer right now. And so my standards are really low.
It could be a base Blackstar, and it looks exactly the same as a pen Blackstar.
Oh no, they look different. They look different. It actually gets more shiny and more vibrant as you enhance it. At Pin, it has a distinctly more noticeable glow.
I'm looking at mine right now. It doesn't look that glowy.
It looks way more glowy than the Pry, I guarantee you. And maybe you gotta turn up those opacity effects.
Bro, this doesn't glow that much.
Yep.
We have side by
I'm telling you, that's the best they got to offer right there. It happens. You can look at it. There is a difference.
I mean, there might be something there, but if there is, it's not good enough for a fucking 100.
Exactly, which is why my standard is super low. I'm just happy I can customize my character, not like a hairy tree turd. I'm happy with it. This is a step in the right direction, in my opinion.
I do agree. Like, I like that you can wear some of the armors and have your character look more than a hairy tree toad. But I don't agree that it's like visual progression. Like,
no, it's definitely not.
Kind of like,
yeah, that's just a sad excuse.
The way around visual progression would be a transmog system.
That'd be cool. Yeah.
That would be
Transmog for pearls.
No.
Make some money on
No.
that, and I can make my character
And that's
look
basically
awesome.
what this is. This is just free transmog, right? You can now wear Tartus and Grinnell pieces.
The only thing
They
I
should
would
just
say,
give all of it to us, though. We shouldn't have to fucking pick.
the only thing I don't like about it is that it automatically gives you cast speed and attack speed. So if you want to get the movement speed crystal, the pay-to-win movement speed crystal, you can't do this in here. So you're kind of stuck with the cast speed. So if you want that, you actually have to buy a premium costume to do that.
Yo, Guardian Grinnell looks like
Or
a
you can just
fucking
eat food.
snack.
I can't get 5 movement speed with my crystal setup, and I can with their costume. So I'd have to change my entire crystal build to make this work, and then I'd lose damage, accuracy, and a whole bunch of other stuff. But I mean,
because you don't drought.
Yeah, I use
Plus food equals 5.
I use frenzy. I use frenzy for the extra damage. So I use basically frenzy, and then for my movement speed buff I use Kron, which gives me 2. Then I use 2 for the crystal, and then I wear Ergon, so it gives me 5.
PvE setup though, would you even notice the difference between 2 and 5 move speed while grinding?
Yes, it's well maybe not for all classes, but for sorceress it matters a lot because you run everywhere.
Do you not spend the 600,000 per 20 minutes on the spirit elixir perfume thing?
Yep, I use that. That's where I get all 5 of my crit from, or I guess 3 of my crit.
And then you don't get movement speed?
There's no movement speed from that one, no.
You don't get 5 movement speed from that?
Yeah, you only get 5 crit. You get a skill, or was it MP recovery and HP or something? I forgot what the other one is.
That's why I'm not getting 5,500 trash per hour at Star's End. I didn't realize I didn't have 5 move speed. Yep. Thank you, Potion Shop.
Yep, I've spent a lot of time on that to figure out the min-max build. And for anyone wondering, Macalodes are going to be the go-to item in the Garmoth Dandy or whatever. You're going to go with Macalodes.
I feel like you spend a lot of time on a lot of things.
Yeah.
Wait, what? You're doing Macalode? What?
Why would you go with Macalodes?
They're better than the new crystals. The new crystals are basically 3 AP and then 3 additional.
Yeah, but you can take the homes out of your boots or another piece and slot in better crystals there instead.
Well, you can slot in better crystals for PvP, but not better crystals for PvE.
Movement speed. You need movement speed, right?
Yeah, you could put movement speed crystals in there.
I won't do that. I'm not going to do that. It's not worth it.
I mean, for a purely PvE build, like if you were just never ever going to PvP, I guess you would put Macalodes in there. But I mean, I don't know how many people actually build that way.
I guess me. I don't know. I don't know that question.
I mean, I guess I can kind of see it from like a sword perspective, right? 2 Macalodes gives you 100 stamina, and which could be big on like Sork, right? But I don't know.
When you're not hunting, do you grind often, Khur?
Not nowadays, no.
He used to be a green maniac.
Fuck my Black Star, dude.
Were you a Tamer main, or what's your main? I'm sorry.
Yeah, I've been playing Tamer for a long time. I played Guardian for a little bit, just like a little grind also on the side. But
yeah, I'm sorry. I'm sorry to everybody watching. I wouldn't have invited Khur if I knew he was a Tamer main.
What the fuck?
Fuck you.
How many times have you gone for your Pin Blackstar? How many times have you gone for Pin Blackstar now?
16.
Wow. That's getting up there. That's more money than I can think about right now.
I think I'm like 87 bill deep if you count the cost of making the set.
You're making Moreland hard. Please don't talk about this.
You might still make it cheaper than I did. You just need to get it in the next like 5 clicks or something, right? Break even with market price.
Yeah, it's very close.
Yeah.
I wish you good luck on that. All right. Well, I guess before we get started anymore, next topic is
still try.
next. Since we're talking about classes, next topic is Ranger buffs. Ranger got some actually good Awakening buffs. I'm not sure if you guys know enough about Ranger for us to talk about this, but Ranger got some good buffs on Awakening. Do you guys know anything about it? To talk about it?
Just don't knock back as much, right? That's one of the main things.
Yeah, I think that's part of it. And there was a little bit of a damage buff on it, make the Awakening a little bit more.
They got a bunch of cooldowns lowered. Yeah, I mean, I
mean, it needs it. It needs it.
It looks like mostly PvE stuff, although maybe the cooldowns have some impact on PvP.
Is Time Bomb even still playing Ranger? Why are they even? I feel like the patient's dead, and they just won't. You know.
Well, I think the first step is getting it where a state where people enjoy it. And Time Bomb plays whenever I get too loud on stream, and then he stream snipes me. So that's about how that happens. Whenever I think that guy's quit the BDO, that's when he shows up next.
Well, since Joe's gone, he's got to snipe somebody, dude.
Lizard Peepee's been on it. He came in the chat today. He scared me. He shows up like he's like a ghost. He shows up in the and he's like, "What was that?" And he's like, "Wow!" And he's like, "All right, bye." You know?
I think Lizard PP is like the only person I've never killed in PvP ever. Anytime I see him, I try to kill him. We focus him, but then he never dies. I've killed Devios before, like in a group of people, but I don't think I've ever seen Lizard PP die.
I've never been able to kill him, not once. Anyway, yeah.
Sorry.
next topic is
Chat was telling me you were having fun last night.
Yeah, it was a blast. Whole hour and a half of nothing but fun.
Yo, what's the story? I've had like 3 people ask me to ask you something about Snake and stream sniping or something.
All right.
Well, they would never.
How do we make this not drama?
Fuck it, man. Who cares?
So basically, Mystery Summer ended. Anybody who completed it can complete in a secondary challenge called Lion's Trial. Lion's Trial was basically you get some hints in the mail, and then you run around the map trying to find something, and then the reward for that is a rebranded Rich Merchant Ring, which is a 10,000 hour item plus, is roughly what it's worth, which is insane. And obviously, anybody who gets that has a huge advantage on the marketplace. So I was trying to participate in this, and as soon as it started, about 20 minutes in, Snake was watching the stream, and I expect people to watch the stream for, those type of activities because they want to figure out what the latest and greatest hint is, right? The difference this time is that we all had to be on Valencia 3. And so there's no way for me to change channels, go anywhere else. I'm just stuck there. And so Snake was like, "This is a great opportunity." And it wasn't Snake. Just to be clear, I don't want to make individuals here, but I don't know all their names. Most of them are from Snake, but I don't think the Snake Guild is responsible for this activity.
They're taking credit for it, so
yeah. Well, if they want to, that's their prerogative.
So are they just trying to prevent you from getting the ring because they have someone going for it?
Well, I had like 500 people watching me, and so that's 500 potential people who can get an advantage from watching my stream. So easy way to have the biggest influence is this stream potion shop for an hour and a half. So for an hour and a half, I changed characters. I wrote different locations. I stayed in safe zones. I did the game, bro. I went from Kama Sylvia to Valencia to Serendia to Caltheon, back to I was trying to go to Stars Inn, back to Valencia, back to Velia, and bro, these guys just everywhere for an hour and 37 minutes and some change.
You timed it.
I highlighted everything. I just got killed over and over and over and over and over and over and over again. And I
use 49 alt or anything.
I don't have one. All my characters are 61 plus. All of them.
Oh God. You are such a fucking amazing person.
I have all of them are 61 plus. I don't have a character I can use for that. So it's not possible. I don't have an option here. And so I'm trying to, at the start, I'm like, all right, guys, ha ha ha. Isn't it so funny that they're exploiting and stream sniping me? And then that got tired after about 30 minutes. I couldn't keep that up for much longer. And so by the end of it, I mean, I was just out of it, bro. I was just tired of it. I wanted to turn off my stream. I had like a mild onset of temporary depression, bro. I was just so tired by it, man. I mean, it's like I understand PP is part of the game. I understand that people enjoy that. They play the game how they want to play it. Stream sniping is not against the rules in BDO. It's not. And I get all that stuff. But there's a line where you go from stream sniping and just having some fun. You get a few kills in, laughs, and you go from that to just harassing somebody. And that's what I feel like it turned into. That's why I feel like there needs to be a line drawn somewhere. How many hours do you have to stream snipe somebody, before it becomes harassment, before they have, you can see a repercussion on their stream, like how, and I don't know what the answer is, but there needs to be some answer where these, when it goes over, because we've had multiple streamers in BDO Directory quit streaming entirely because of stream sniping. And where do you draw the line? I don't know. I'm not the person to answer that question, but at least I can tell you my experience today for an hour and 37 minutes was the worst time I've ever had in BDO. And so that's not my call to make, but it needs to be a conversation that somebody needs to have at Cacao and Pearl Abyss to figure out what they want to do, or maybe just figure out they don't want to do anything and make a public statement about it.
They'll never ever do anything about streams.
Bro, they don't even fucking care about this game. You think they're going to care about?
I don't think they're going to do anything. My expectations are close to zero on it. But I just had a very bad time today. I wasn't going to bring up on the podcast because it's my business, and that's about all it is to it.
Oh, you didn't have to. I'm sorry.
Yeah. Well, I mean, people are interested in it, and I think that at the very least, it's when you have a couple thousand people that know about it, it's probably worth noting on the podcast. So,
have you ever thought about cutting trees?
Cutting trees?
There's no stream snipers out here.
Shaky Bay stream sniped me while I was cutting meat once, and he was very proud of that.
I banned him today so he can make a video about me. I'm going to react to it when he makes it too. I want to upload it to my YouTube reacting to it.
One of the
No, seriously, who is that?
Oh my god, he just started making an entire series about you, Khur.
You'll know very soon.
The beautiful thing about YouTube is that when you upload something, it's fact. It's just what it is. So whatever he says, you can tell him you can say the moon's made of cheese, and that'll be reality. So have fun with that.
Anyway,
where the fuck were we?
Something about Ranger buffs. Oh, Shy instruments. Got 5 of them. I think these are brand new, right? I'm not familiar with it. I think those are all brand new instruments you can use to craft music.
Wait, I'm sorry. Shaky Bay made a video about Ellie? Really? What the fuck? I actually need to see this.
Oh my god, who cares?
Who the fuck is Shaky Bay, bro? Answer the question.
All right, sorry. What? I'm sorry. What was the question?
Sorry, we got sidetracked.
Shy instruments. Is it a keyboard? Can I play it as a piano? Are we there?
A piano and a harp. I don't know what the other ones are. There's 5 of them, I think. There's 5 of them. You basically go to an instrument instructor. They teach you how to play the instrument, and then you can craft music with it. What I'm curious about is can you actually play a piano and make music with a piano now, or is it just like in name you're just doing your regular music stuff, but it's not a piano? Anyway, I think it's good for RP, and I think I want a music album that I want to create my own playlist of Shy music that I can listen to while I grind.
If you ever bring up Shy in this podcast again, I'm not doing it with you.
I think it's a great update. I agree.
Yeah. I want to make my own Shy playlist, all right?
Herb, what do you think about Shy music?
I don't care, dude. I don't like Shies.
I'm looking forward to going to field bosses and there being like 50 Shy there, and there's going to be like
except Snow Laugh. All right, I want to make that clear. Except Snow Laugh. Snow Laugh is okay, Shy.
Oh, that was our one. They add one for you, Tim. The recorder. They added the recorder that you can play. You can play the recorder, bro. You can play the recorder. It's in BDO now.
Cue up Mask Off. Let's go.
So what you can do is you can play a song that's above your Shy's music grade, and it'll fail and make it sound shitty. So you could just go to like a Siege or something and just fail a song over and over again and just serenade everyone with like really discordant recorder toxic.
I could fail. I could do shitty Titanic.
Yep.
This is glorious. I can't wait to see this.
Wait, they finally made a Shy update for me. I'm sorry. I actually apologize. I take back everything I said. I'm going on my Shy Consume Flesh, and I'm going to learn the Titanic song and fail it and Mask Off, of course.
I am looking forward to this. I am so looking forward to this.
Yeah, I'm done with the whole second account thing. I'm just gonna make shitty flute music on YouTube.
All right, I got some quick hit updates this week. So we have they made it where you can do simple alchemy on well tendon potions and elixirs and upgrade them to the higher tier. It's good quality of life.
About time.
Another quality of life this week is 1v1 Arena now has a queue. Thank goodness. Why was that not in the game at the start? Another quick update.
Kind of a queue though, isn't it?
Have you done the 1v1 Arena potion?
Oh no. I went there and looked at it. Saw people doing 1v1s.
I like it a lot.
I'll try it on my lawn. I'll just grab people and in one combo them.
Yo, Khur, add me as a friend so we can do some 1v1s or something. I don't know what your fucking family name is.
And then another quick update is Trash Loot at Bogans, Desert Nagas, Kadris, and Gahaz all got lowered from 0.3 to 0.1. So this more another quality life change. Grind spots. I think those are the four. There's four of them.
Years late.
Oh yeah, and this is the next big update. So basically, the new crystal came out, the Rebellious Spirit Crystal, or whatever it's called. Mm-hmm. What do you guys think about it? It's 5 AP, 5 monster AP, 175 HP, and some skill HP or something like that.
Yeah, we already talked about it. It's garbage. It doesn't have crit damage.
Yeah, I think that's only useful if you go to a grind spot that you can't survive at, or you have a hard time surviving at. So then you put that in instead of corruption. You survive better, and then once you get more...
You always talk about PvE in this game as if it's hard. Where are you grinding where an extra 300 HP matters even a little bit?
Well, you have to understand that we have the perspective of people who have a lot of gear. But there's a lot of people when they go to Stars Inn for the first time...
The entire time I've played this game from day one, I've never had trouble in PvE, dude.
Hey, you ever played a Tamer, Moreland? I Stars Inn on a Tamer, bro? Or Abyssal Sycria?
Yeah, like this is actually a big problem for me. I actually been using it on my
HP, 300 HP is going to be the difference between you being able to grind Stars End or not grind.
No, the Corruption Crystal has -4 DR on it, and you get the HP bonus of it's 100.
-4 DR is like minus 0.05%.
You think it's not a big deal? I'm telling you, you think it's not a big deal? It's a big deal for me. I went there on my Hashin, and I was having I could survive, but I had to have my Frenzy Elixir running the entire time. And if I had Corruption Crystals in, I would have, it was basically almost impossible. But I had the extra HP from 2 Voltaras in there, and I didn't have the -DR, and with both those, I'm getting a pretty significant advantage in my HP overall. And I was able to actually grind there and enjoy it. It's the same reason why I read Dark Red Vein Crystals in my chest, because I don't have enough DP to actually grind there until, like, today. But...
Did you go to college?
Did you me, man? I don't know.
Did you go to college? What did you study in college if you went?
No, I didn't go to college. No use for that. So basically, I actually sold my pin armor a while back, and so I had tri armor. So I had troubles grinding Histria. I had troubles grinding every grind spot in the game. And I've been grinding a lot of Schultz Guard recently because of that. And so if I went to Histria, I was dying with full tri armor. I was dying like maybe 1 or 2 times an hour. So I actually had to get a little bit of DP in order to start grinding there.
The problem is you're grinding History with tri-armor.
Listen, all right, it's a problem. Not everybody has pin, Moreland. Not everybody has full pin.
Yeah, that's why those people aren't supposed to be grinding Histria yet.
But this is an option for them. That's what I'm saying. You don't understand.
No, the option is get better armor.
This is what I did. I did Dark Red Vein Crystals, and I changed my offhand crystals, and bam, I'm able to grind there. No big deal.
Bro, Potion's out here like, yeah, dude, I can grind in plus 15 Grunel now. All I had to do was change my offhand crystals. Like, what are you talking about?
It worked great. It worked. What else do you want me to say? It didn't work. I was dying before. I changed them. I stopped dying. It's a work. I advise people to do it all the time. There's tons of people who come in my chat and they're like, hey, what I do? I'm having a hard time surviving in History and Aukman. Like, yo, Dark Red Vein Crystals. Bam, problem solved.
I have never, in all of the hours of 3 years of streaming, had anybody come in my chat and say, I'm having trouble surviving in anywhere besides Sycria.
Same, dude.
We should never say
dying in Aukman.
This is a daily thing. But people are always like, hey, why AP can't go to History? Why AP can't go to Aukman? Like, where should I be grinding with 200 AP? Like, what should I be doing?
I grinded 200 hours of Histria, okay? And I never had one person come in my chat and go, holy shit, dude, how do you do this without dying?
Well, that's my structure of my stream is to be educational. That's the entire structure of my stream is to be educational. Like, I don't even grind Histria or Aukman, and people ask me that.
There's no uneducational. Okay, there's a couple, but like, without getting toxic, there's not somebody that's gonna like come in and be like, "Don't ask a question." We kick that guy off the podcast. Okay, everybody else fucking answers questions.
I would love to give new players advice on how to grind Ackman. My advice would be don't do it with fucking +8 armor, dude. My advice would be upgrade your gear and get a proper crystal setup and kill the mobs before they have a chance to do 5,000 damage to you.
Listen,
all right, so
there's a case scenario for these. If you guys just have too much gear apparently and can't understand, it's okay. You know, it's got too much gear. It's hard life being the top 1%er, huh? All right. Well,
it's not a top 1% issue. If you don't have the gear, don't go there. Like, go back to Blood Wolves until you have the gear. It's like, don't fuck up your crystals.
The crystals not a problem. They're super cheap. It's 2 billion silver to upgrade your armor. It's like 100 million silver to upgrade your crystals.
Did you ever want to be an engineer?
No, they do way too much work. Let's see. Let's move on to the next one. We'll just have to agree to disagree on this one. I guess before we move on, we could talk about the crystals and how they're made. They're emphasized in the main quest line because to make them, you have to use.
This is the best episode ever. This is the best episode ever. I'm having a lot of fun.
To make this new crystal, you have to use a Black Spirit crystal, an Awakening crystal, which requires Valencia too, by the way, and you have to do Kama Sylvia. So you have to do the entirety of the storyline through Kama Sylvia to make one of these crystals. To make one.
Just buy it off the market.
Yeah, thankfully,
on the market,
thankfully they emphasize seasons to actually do the main storyline. I mean, without that, we would have been fucked. So thankfully, there's a lot in the marketplace right now because everybody's doing seasons and doing the main storyline.
I'm actually very excited about this because I had a bunch of Awakened and Voltara crystals that I would never use because they're dog shit for the previous stated reasons that we just went over. And now I'm getting like 5 times more silver for selling those than I would have previously. So I'm very happy.
Yeah, this is an excellent point. So I'm really happy that there's finally a better use for the crystals. For the crystals for the main quest line that nobody does more than once, to make a crystal that nobody needs or wants or would use. So, yeah.
Anyway, it's interesting updated content. I was kind of disappointed it was the main storyline, but it does give Awakening, Black Spirit crystals, and Voltala crystals a meaning now, which is better than no meaning.
It's an absolute noob trap. It's not meaningful. It's an absolute noob trap. This game, first of all, needs to do a better job of explaining how AP actually works so that people can make proper decisions when it comes to things like AP versus crit damage. Because if they explained it at all, then everyone would know that these crystals are a complete noob trap.
Well, I will be using them, just so you know. I will be using them.
I know, Potion. I know you will.
Yeah, and I will be using them at Ash Forest. That's my plan.
Change.
Because at Ash Forest you need more survivability, and so I'm using my pinned narcs, and I'm using the these new crystals for extra survivability, and it gives me survivability I need to go there, so I don't have to worry about us dying as much.
If they replace, bear with me. If they replace skill HP
armor for the monster damage reduction,
I'm doing that too.
Please fucking don't get them started.
The Black Star helmet's coming out. That's going to be great.
Well,
for
the Armor of Dead God, the Armor of Dead God has the built-in DR, so I'm just going to go straight there.
If they replace the skill EXP 5% for 5% crit damage, you'd have a fucking crystal to talk about.
True.
What's next? Mudster now roams the grind spots. Holy fuck!
All right, this might not seem like a big deal, but this actually I have 2 pin narcs, yeah.
Damn, son.
Yep. I have all pin accessories other than a crescent, which unfortunately is about to increase in price. So, but yeah, the muster just went from 1 spawn to potentially 3 spawns now.
Wow.
And this might not seem like a big deal, but when you go to a field boss now, you make like 20 to 30 million going to a field boss. So now you can do that in 15 minutes. Like you could potentially make 45 to like 75 million in 15 minutes with here if you get lucky, because basically the Caphras drop rate is somewhere between 10 and 30, so you could get 6 Caphras per boss. You kill the same monster 3 times as he respawns, and you just got yourself a nice easy 18 Caphras in 15 minutes.
Hey, if you're lucky, you can go to Zerka every time it spawns, and it drops a Zerka box, and you can make 8
I've actually been you can be sarcastic about this, but I've actually been doing the field bosses, and it checks out to be around 150 mil to or more an hour doing this. And the Mudster is even higher because you don't have to do channel swaps for it. You just farm the same one. It's actually some of the best money in the game for anybody who's not grinding stars in or Sakraya. It's actually
I like it. It gives people something to do, especially newer players. It gives them. You remember when field bosses were hype? I think they should try to make field bosses hype again. I'm okay with that.
Oh,
I miss Mudster.
They're already there. It's only a matter of time. It's really only a matter of time before people catch on to this. I'm a little ahead of the curve on this one, I think, but we'll see. We'll see in maybe a couple more podcasts.
Yo, did you guys see where it was Nightmares Arca? It can drop up to 10 weapons or something like that.
I saw that. I'm not sure what I think about it. I don't like the RNG of World Boss on top of the RNG of the grind. Actually killing the World Boss. It's like double RNG. I'm not really a big fan of that. But I think the World Bosses do need some type of love. And if this is, a step in that direction, then I'm for it.
I'd rather grind History than go to a World Boss. Or a Field Boss.
I want to start doing Field Bosses again. I just, they gotta be...
The problem with them is, okay, so let's say that you're not grinding stars in, right? Because you wouldn't leave stars in to do a field boss. So unless you're just wanting to have fun, right? If you're trying to play the game and actually make money, which is the conversation that we're trying to have, you're not going to leave stars in for it. You're certainly not fucking leaving Sakraya for it, especially when Oasis maps go away. So where does that leave you? Where are you grinding?
Tim, I'm gonna blow your mind, bro. All right, listen. So if you go to a stable keeper, there's an Oasis vendor where you can buy Oasis weapons for 1 silver and leave an alt at the field boss, and you don't even have to leave.
Okay, so you're gonna bring a gimped character to a field boss where PvP is activated because it's not a world boss, right? So you're not leaving stars in, you're not leaving Sakraya, which means you're grinding Akhman or Hystria. Or trees. Okay.
Or Kortuga.
Or Kortuga.
Or Schultzgard. Or Blood Wolves.
Nobody actually grinds Schultzgard, but... Right, so if you're grinding Blood Wolves or Polly's Forest or something like that, then maybe you do that. But Hystria, Akhman, Stars In, Sakraya, all that stuff, you're really going to leave those spots that are so far away to... as Khur just blew my mind, swap over to a gimped character. Maybe if you're in a PvE guild that has no decks or whatever, possibly. But then you run the risk of swapping back and some idiot going, I've been here for 8 hours, and you lose your grind spot for what could have been the rest of the time that you're going to fight. I don't get it. It doesn't have the same magic. Before, I don't know how to fix field bosses. I don't know if Caphras can do it because you can get Caphras so many different ways. Chopping trees, right, Khur? So why? Like, I have an exclamation point Dimtree in my chat. I got like I was probably the first 10 drops ever in Xbox for a Dimtree, and I lost my fucking mind. Like, you went to Dimtree because that was the only way to get Dimtree, unless you roll in 50 energy, hoping to overpay for it in a dead mechanic. And so I don't know how you recreate that. But it's not Caphras, and maybe it's lit and fun, and there's some PvP, but you're not leaving a real grind spot for that. You're not doing it, unless you're just doing it for the novelty of it, and that will feign.
Well, I think one thing that is misconstrued here is that actually it's contested to get a spot in Akhman. That never happens. Or Kortuga, never contested there hardly. Hystria, occasionally, but those spots are they're not filled anymore because everybody's moved on to Stars In and Sakraya for the most part.
Wait, Tim, are you afraid of losing the 1v1 when you go back to your spot?
No, actually, I'm sorry, Moreland, is that funny?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I win almost every single duel for spot that comes up against me. Would you like to know my strategy?
Just karma bomb them? That works pretty well.
Shift Q on Guardian?
I fucking ignore them and they just go away.
I tried that and they killed me.
That doesn't work for me.
A lot.
So they declare a duel for spot, I ignore them, and then I win. Cowards die in shame.
You never get fed to mobs?
I got fed mobs several times at Stars In. That's why I left that place.
People try. I'm a guardian. I just shift Q.
I have never not fed someone to mobs at Stars End who's done that to me. It works every single time, and it's probably the best content the game has to offer.
I lost, I think, a whom and something else the other day from that shit.
I disagree. It doesn't even matter if somebody feeds me to mobs. I go out of my way to not feed people to mobs. I hate that mechanic so much.
It's the best thing in BDO.
I love it. I love it. It makes the game for me.
I'm the one who gets abused the most on that mechanic, and I definitely love it. It's the best thing in BDO.
Are you going to PvP at Ackman when you can't even grind it?
Oh, I can now, but I mean, I've been going with that experience.
If you're having trouble getting fed to mobs, just get rid of the -4 DR on your crystals, and you won't die anymore.
Listen,
Too soon.
I've gained 34 DP over the course of the last 3 weeks. So I've been progressing on that because it was a problem, and I understand what the issue is right now for people who are gearing up and trying to go to those spots.
I want to say, man, you're a really good sport. I appreciate the way that you play this game and that you try to solve problems that so few people actually, and maybe you do have a ton of people that come through, but in my perspective, so few people actually have those problems, and you are offering real solutions. It's just funny to be in this group of people that have been playing this game for this long, and like you're sweating over what crystals to put in to survive grinding spots. I'm being sincere.
I know you are. I really just play BDO all day long. That's all I do.
And that's the funny part is you play it all day long and you can't survive grinding history.
Listen, I can grind stars in now. I gained 34 AP in 3 weeks.
You're getting 2,500 trash per hour.
I'm up to 3,000 now. I got my Tep Black Star.
Oh, good. Yeah. No, that's like the point break. I was trying to say that.
Yeah, with regular scroll. My Sork, I was trying to get 4,000, but there was something I was doing wrong with my combo. I couldn't quite figure out what it was.
How much AP do you have?
Huh?
How much AP do you have?
I'm 290 with Tip Black Star on my Sork.
You're getting 3K at Stars in with
No,
290
my
AP?
Hashiyun's 287 Tip Black Star. And I could get about 3K on him.
What do you get on your Sork?
Sork is about 4K. I think I can get 4,500 if I practice, but I'm like right now I'm like 3,950, and I'm like right on the edge. And I just did like 1 hour there the other day to test out where I was at, but I need to perfect my combo on my Sork a little bit better.
I've never
290 Kudum, 4K trash. Isn't that low?
I've never played Sork before. Can you give me your account so I can make 5K real quick?
You can't make 5K. There's no way you can make 5K. You could reroll all your gear and pay to win all your money into it, and you would not be able to make 5K.
5K trash and a 290 Kudum Sork. It starts
Awaken or Suck?
Succession.
You can make 5.5K with that AP, dude.
Nah, you cannot make that much. You're not even close. You can get 4,000. You can get about 4,500, and then anything past there is you are the best Sork.
Anyone want to Google it? It's got to be videos.
There's a video that is 4,900 trash loot, and the guy counts an extra minute after each of his loot scrolls, which are 30 minutes apiece. So he's actually playing like 4,600 to 800, somewhere in that range. But he's not. His numbers are accurate.
People in my chat who do more than that. I do more than that on the Warrior. I don't know.
Warrior is definitely better than Sorceress, like for sure in PvE. For sure. Now, I said my combo is not the best. I need to work on my combo. There's a Shadow Eruption animation cancel that you do into Abyssal Flame with a kick, and I'm not doing 3 of those abilities, which will increase the damage a lot.
That's coming out of my ears. That's being held in by my headset.
You should get that looked at. That doesn't sound healthy.
It only happens once a week.
I think maybe if you changed your crystals.
That was on secondary rotation, by the way. That's on secondary rotation, not main rotation.
I'm genuinely trying to diagnose this problem. That is a desperately low amount of trash. Like it can't just be a combo thing.
Yeah, you can't. You shouldn't.
That's my first hour on Sorceress at Stars In ever.
Oh, okay.
At 290 AP. Yeah.
Well,
that's why
fucking-
that's why I said I need to work on my
Lead
combo.
with that next time, dude. You gotta lead with that because they're thinking you're like a potato or something.
But you're
bro.
also saying 5K is impossible, and it's for sure not, dude.
No,
Not
I
with
think
290
I definitely think
GP.
it's
You're gonna
close
get
to
5K.
impossible. On
you
secondary
doing down
rotation, on second rotation, I think it's close to impossible. Main rotation, maybe.
I have drooled on my keyboard drunk making 5K at 277 Guardian. Not
Guardian's
using
way overpowered. You can add
Guardian's
add
not that much stronger than Suck Sork. Suck Sork's probably the same or even a little better. in
Guardian
PvE.
is lower APM, but it's not like this god tier grind class. I do it because it's easy, not because it's the best.
Listen, you gotta look up this stuff. It's not the place to argue about it right now. 215 AP Guardian can go into Aukman. No other class can do that until 235 AP. There's AP ratios that matter a lot at those high end spots. It matters a
AP
lot on
ratios?
Guardian.
Can you expand on that?
215 AP, you can do that with that's 215 AP with Kudum. You can go
What
into
are these-
Aukman
what are
with
these
Loot
AP
Scroll
ratios?
and get 7k trash loot, roughly 7k. If you know what you're doing on Guardian, 215 AP.
Yeah, but I'm gonna have 300 DP and die.
No other class can go in there at 215 AP. Guardian go into Sakraya and stars in at 245 AP, assuming she has the proper DP, and make the same trash as other classes.
Could you imagine having 245 DP and
I don't know
37?
where you're getting this information from.
His chat. It's from his chat. We've been over
I'm
this.
not even gonna touch this one. I'm just
Listen, you could go try it out. You can just take off some accessories and be like, wow, that really is kind of crazy, isn't it?
I think I want to. Hashashin Awakening and Succession on September 16th.
Yeah, thanks for moving us along.
Really excited for this class to actually be fucking released.
Why are you playing? Why are you playing for people who are playing it? I guess we're all playing it, aren't we? What version are you playing?
I'm gonna try both. Probably gonna end up with the Succession because it seems like it has cooler tornado shit. But I'm gonna try them both.
From my conversations with Blue and watching his stream, it seems that Succession is the way to go for PvE. But I didn't get super sweaty in it. I felt bad. I felt like I was leeching his content, so I tried not to get too much information from him, and I wanted to go in blind. But I've never really played a Succession class, so I was just gonna go, fuck it, Succession. So I'm gonna do that.
Dude, those prime tornadoes look like they could be a lot of fun in large scale, even if they're not that good in 1v1, because of lack of grab and everything. I think in large scale, Hush could actually be a lot of fun.
Free Awaken doesn't have a grab, right?
No, only the Awaken has a grab. So maybe Awaken for small scale and Suck for large scale. I don't know. I don't know enough about it, but I'll try them both out.
All right, I can actually make a prediction, and we can see if it's right next week. All right, this is my prediction. All right, hot take. So it won't. You can.
Got a lot already. Do you want to do another?
Oh yeah, I'm on a roll.
See, we're trying to throw you like a life raft on this Titanic that's sinking, man. Just
your mic's fixed.
Listen, I got a speedboat. I don't need that thing. This the Hashi.
Wait, what? Is it fixed?
Yeah,
you sound amazing.
Yeah, you sound way better.
God. We're gonna talk with you after we're done with the script.
Now
that it's fixed.
So Succession, I think, is going to be the best in Node Wars, but it's going to be a little vulnerable. So you're going to look for getting in, blowing people up, and getting out because you don't have enough protection to stay in for a long time, and you don't have the range to deal with their ranged classes out there. But it's going to be very strong in Node Wars. Very, very viable. For 1v1s, it's going to be Awakening. No one's going to play Awakening long term because the cooldowns are too long. The damage is good, but the cooldowns are too long. And so everybody's going to default to Succession or reroll off the class until the Awakening actually has its cooldowns reduced. That is my hot take on it. And I hear that you can pull like 5,500 trash pretty easily in Sakraya on Hashin. So I'm looking forward to trying that out.
So I think Hashashin is DK and Guardian had intercourse, and their unwanted birth child was Hashashin. I'm so disappointed with how long some of its animations are. It's just it's like a forgive the term, a bitch in heat just begging for it to be grabbed. It just wants to be grabbed. There's some little fucking little DK moves, and then it's just like Guardian Tornado. Like, how the fuck are you actually gonna fucking use that in a node war successfully and not just get fucking run over and completely punished for it? I don't understand why it's like this higher APM combo looking class, and then it's just like massive long animation.
Well, you've got Ael's Breath and Descent are really the big
all the tornadoes.
All the
tornadoes are like massive animations when you compare it to even like Guardian.
Yeah, so okay, so the two skills I think you're talking about are Ael's Breath and Descent. Descent is basically, just Guardian Shift Q. It's a long animation that's, begs for a grab, but it's also a huge AoE and super armor. So I think that's fine. Ael's Breath is honestly one of the coolest abilities they've ever put in the game. The tornadoes, the way that those get left behind and follow around opponents and just fuck anybody who stands in them, that shit is going to be really interesting in both small and large scale. I really like that ability. It's one of the most unique things they've added to the game. I'm not totally upset about the fact that that's grab bait, because if it wasn't, I think it would just be overpowered.
Yeah, I agree. I think it's going to be extremely powerful. I think it's a risk versus reward strategy. I think they've done a good job balancing it.
How much AP have you gotten up to on your Hosh so far, Tim?
190, I think.
Okay, so you're getting to the point where you can kind of start to blow people up with it, depending on who you're fighting. But if you fight someone who's evenly geared, like who's not full pin Tuvala, who's got the same gear that you have, and you drop Ael's Breath and then float them on one of those tornadoes, they will die. Like, they will not stand up from that. It is so much damage. You can also just drop it and then have them come towards you. Like, so you could actually bait them, if you space it correctly. You could do Ael's Breath,
what
come grab me, and then they walk into the tornadoes and you just float them and they die.
Which one is Ael's Breath?
That's the quick slot skill that drops 3 lingering tornadoes. That actually, I think it's like 4 or 5 tornadoes that follow people around.
One so the hotkey
that lingers and then it floats them if they touch it.
No, but what I'm saying is it does a shit ton of damage, and so you can use it as a spacing skill. Like, it's almost like the Witch or Wiz E skill, how it leaves damage on the ground, except this will follow your opponent around, and you can get multiple stacked up. So if you disengage and then do that long animation where you're vulnerable to a grab, your opponent gap closes to try to grab you out of it. But if you do it fast enough, if you space it correctly, they're just walking into a bunch of tornadoes, and then you can combo them or trade or whatever, and you've got the advantage because you're now standing in space that you have a bunch of tornadoes helping you out with. You know what I mean?
Okay. I think the point I'm trying to make is it's we've been talking about Hashashin since I think the second episode of this podcast, right?
A long time. I think it's on the cover of the first one when they announced it.
Yeah, we talked about just looking at a guy's butt and trying to figure out what the class was going to look like.
It's a Sork.
And so we were hoping for a high APM class, but we noticed that there was this degradation of APM as new classes came out. And so I think it's really interesting that there's a couple like little quick moves, Shades of Suck DK, I think. And then there's just like these really slow, call them grab bait, whatever you want, but low APM, high damage things that they tailored into the kit as well.
Mm-hmm.
I just giving my thoughts as we'll know what the class is in a couple of weeks, right? We'll know exactly what it is, but like going week to week trying to figure out how it's fleshing out, I think is interesting. And I'm noticing that there's shades of like Guardian in this.
I'm just curious why Provost has been taking this new direction. It seems like they've been trying to take a very slow combat approach to it and force that into BDO in some way that works. And so Guardian was obviously too much of one flavor, and they're trying to go back to their way and see how far they have to go before people start liking it again. And
there was nothing like Guardian in this class, or
in the game at all. Yeah.
I actually completely disagree in the sense that I feel like Hash Brown was made before Guardian. Like, I feel like they made Hash Brown before Guardian.
No way.
Because Hash Brown actually got announced the year before with the teaser with the scimitar sitting in the dirt, and then they kind of like diverged and released Guardian instead. Well, I actually felt like Hash Brown was made first.
I think it is super rushed. Yeah, I agree with you. I agree with you a lot on this because I think it had a core philosophy of what they wanted to make, and then they basically just threw everything there because we can see the Shift E is Valkyrie's shield throw. We have 2 DK abilities for movement. We have Shift F for Valkyrie teleport. We have all these different abilities that are from other classes.
I don't think Hosh is rushed. I'm surprised you guys think it's rushed. I actually like Khur's theory. I think that it's been in development for a lot longer, and that Guardian was the rushed class in its simplicity because they wanted to get something else because Hashashin wasn't ready yet, and Hashashin was getting redesigned behind the scenes.
So I want to say it's different. Yeah. I don't think Hashashin's core concept was rushed. I think that the abilities that were just copied from other classes were rushed.
Okay, so this is what I know. Is that before Shy was released, there was meetings about that class well over a year before it was released. Specifically localization from friends that I had within specific companies.
Sure.
So I don't know if there's actually rushed classes. I think the next class that comes out is already completely developed. So as much as we may want to say that it is rushed or could be rushed or something like that, I think Moreland's right. And that snapped me back to that moment from that story that I heard about a meeting about Shy underwear and how they were going to handle that over a year before the class was actually released. Yeah, exactly. There was a meeting about how to sell underwear for Shy. And they decided on swimsuits or one pieces or whatever it was. Yeah, exactly, Khur. Khur's got it for the Spotify people. Khur's like, So I think the next class is already fully developed, and I think the one after that is likely in development now, because that's how far ahead that they do this.
I think the pipeline is very long for the thematics, for it. I mean, I guess what I'm saying is, like, we talked about this last week. The liabilities just look like other stuff, and that gives me a feeling of rushed, even if it's not. It's this feeling that
it's just lazy. It's not rushed. It's lazy.
Yeah, I mean, it's a better word for it. It just feels lazy. It
doesn't have the most unique animations, but in terms of actual class design, it feels like for a half completed class, it already feels like it is more nuanced and more thought out than most of the classes in this game. So I definitely think that they spent some time on it. Either that or they got one of the original class designers to like come back for this or something. Because, it feels like, especially with the way that, Awaken and Succession came out for a lot of classes, it felt like it was just getting simpler and simpler. The base Hashishin kit feels like, I don't know, there's a lot of like unique cancels to it. There's a lot of interesting ways that you chain your skills together. It doesn't feel like it was just thrown together. It feels like somebody really tested this and like thought about the flow of different combos. There's a lot of stuff that's not obvious at all when you're playing the class that you won't figure out unless you really look at it or like watch a video or play around in Battle Arena. It's got some interesting nuance to it. I think it does.
I don't want to turn this into other podcasts about BDO and just get completely derailed, but are you confusing possibly that Guardian isn't nuanced because it's a slower class?
In terms of the way that Guardian's skills like chain together and the animation cancels and things like that, yeah, Guardian has very little of that. I mean, are there any animation cancels on Guardian?
There's about 5 or 6, something like that. I don't know the exact number, but there are a few.
It was the same thing. I bit off on this. Go ahead, Khur.
I just kind of still go back to that point where it's like, not so that Guardian is less nuanced because she's slow, but you can kind of just definitely see like there's a different design philosophy, right? Where it's like Guardian, she's very overtuned. You don't really have to do a whole lot to like accomplish anything, right? Like large AoEs, you can 100% be in super armor at all times. Like
true.
Compared to Hash Brown, where it's like you having to monitor, like take advantage of the tornadoes, right? Using the 3 different gap closers you have, the blink behind, et cetera, et cetera. Like it's just, you can tell that it just feels like it was developed for longer, or definitely not rushed, in my opinion. I mean, I
like the feeling of Hashishin better. I like the uniqueness of the abilities on the main hand less. Now, the Awakening on the other hand is very unique. I think they put a lot of effort in making sure that the abilities had unique animations and that they felt good.
They're Mystic Dragons, but okay.
Yeah, I mean, I'm very happy with the way it worked out. Like it feels unique playing it compared to the main hand, which feels like a lot of the abilities are copied. And if they could have designed the class in the same way they did right now and just give it different abilities, unique to itself, and I probably would have zero complaints about it whatsoever. So for me, like right now, for this, so you guys know where I'm at, like an 8 out of 10 on my happiness scale for Hashishin.
As time goes on, I understand it more, but I really want to reserve a rating for it until we have the full class.
Sure.
But I'm starting to kind of like defend Guardian a little bit, because now that it's not flavor of the month and a lot of people have rolled off it, I don't think, is there any other Guardian streamers? And my friend Gino has really kind of opened me up to how this class actually plays. It's good. It's really good. And It's good. And it's like that, you know, the conversation we had a couple weeks ago or last week or whatever, where it's like, which 1v1 sucks? Guardian 1v1 sucks.
I never said that.
You suck. Right. But that's like common knowledge. People say that. I'm not saying you said that. I know I'm looking at you, but I'm looking at my second monitor. I'm not talking to you, Potion Shop. I'm just saying in general.
Hey, I mean, I think with when Guardian fights a non-grab class, it just comes down to gear score. Like that's all it comes down to. It comes down to gear score.
I love fighting other grab classes. I'd love to fight Khur on trial guardian to trial tamer. It'd be tough.
Guardian, I don't think you're ready, bro.
Guardian outdamages almost every other class in the game. So,
I'm a decent 1v1er, man. I've done a lot of 1v1s.
I actually think that'd be really interesting to see you play that because, like, I think that'd give us a lot of more context on the conversation of Guardian 1v1. But right now, I feel like a lot of people just talk and they don't have a lot of knowledge on it. Including myself.
I don't think that either Khur or me is trying to say that Guardian was a poorly designed class. I think that we're just saying it's clear that you could create a class like Guardian in 1/3 of the time that you could create a class like Hashashin. I just don't think that they put as much complexity into it. I'm not saying the class is bad or that like you're a brainlet if you play it. It's just there's way more variety. When I fight a Guardian, I pretty much know what's going to happen. There's not that many different interesting ways that Guardian fights play out. I do the same fucking thing to every Guardian I fight, and it always works. I'm fighting other Hashashins, even with half the kit, I'm guessing half the time. Like, people are doing interesting things. There's a lot of different ways that different combos can go, different engages. I just think I honestly think that they put a genuinely solid amount of time into Hashashin, and we should pat them on the back for that.
Okay. Final thoughts. I've learned about 3 different ways, like 3 different styles I like to consider it on like engagement, because I like to engage in a 1v1. You know, with Striker, I think I have 5 tricks up my sleeve. So there's less in the kit for Guardian and 1v1 for sure. But I'm comparing that to like Striker. So I don't know, man. I think a lot of people just didn't really dig in deep enough on Guardian. That's all I'm saying. I'm really happy.
I'd be down to fight your Guardian if you think you can give me a run for my money. I've yet to run into any Guardian who can, beat me more than 1 out of every 6 times when my grab desyncs or something.
I think Warrior is probably the toughest matchup, but that doesn't mean I won't take it. Let's move on. I'm sorry. That was all my fault. That was a big rabbit hole.
I like the sound of this, dude.
I knew this was going to be a long podcast. If you guys don't mind extending this a little bit, I appreciated that rabbit hole. That was fun.
Yeah, I don't mind at all. What do you guys think overall about the anyway, what was go to the original question? Like, what do you guys think about, like, why are you gonna pick? Are you gonna pick Succession first or Awakening first? So we get that, and then we can conclude.
I'm doing Suck first because I don't have the skill points for Awakening yet.
Yeah, I'm doing Succession as well.
I just think Suck's going to be better for grinding and overall.
Suck is really nice. I like the animations of Awakening, but again, like you said, the cooldowns are really long, and some of them are like very stationary, so it's not really good for like high-end moving pack to pack and the mobility. Whereas Succession adds a lot of extra nuances with like chaining skills together for more mobility, which is what the class already is good at, right? So
yeah.
Do we all have to drink every time we say the word nuance? Fuck it, I will.
Let's see. So for events, let's get through the events.
NA's better than EU, baby. Let's go. Eat our drop.
Oh, yeah. How's it feel to be inferior, EU?
Watch my boy Potion Shop and just come up behind us.
Hey, what can I say? Actually, I think we have to give Biohack the credit on that. I think he is actually when he came in like first place or something on it.
Who?
Biohack literally has been carrying NA. I don't think people understand all the ways that Biohack carries NA. Do you know he's responsible for like 50% of the TED and pen accessories and armor and shit that gets sold on the server? He's carrying the market, dude. He's carrying Mysteries of Summer. He's giving us all an extra 10% drop rates. You guys need to show Biohack some love.
Well, hold on. So to that end, Estimate bought a new account, right? So we're still gonna have costumes on NA and EU's not.
True.
Because that's like, thank you for the TED accessories, Biohack, but I need to buy my fucking costumes.
He's waiting for that price hike.
Mm-hmm.
He knows what's coming.
Biohack's crazy smart. Yeah. So I think we should announce real quick that Biohack will be our next guest. It's just a matter of when.
Whoa, we Skur's still here, bro.
I know. We'll have Khur back too. He's a great guest. He doesn't say anything.
Fuck you, Tim, dude. I'm still waiting on that 1v1, dude.
Oh, there we go.
I don't even have BDO on right now. We can 1v1 in the after hours if you want. I'd be happy to, actually.
Yeah, it'd be fun, man.
So with this 30% drop rate bonus that NA got and the 20% that you got, it's 50% that you can have at all times running with the tornado, with the little storm thing that's going on. You can have 50%, so you can basically every channel is Archer channel as long as you
get the tornado gives you 20. I didn't realize that.
So you have.
That's why I got 6 Tungies in 9 fucking 90 minutes, man. That was nuts. That was fun.
Yep. And so that's a really, really good thing to take advantage of for anybody who wants to potion, who's going for maps, or going for like crazy loot drops, stuff like that. Because basically everything's Arch right now, and it's a good time to get your farm on. So that's actually why I'm excited for it. I'm actually grinding for the mana potion and trying to get as much money as possible for my gear because it's just a good time.
Yeah, she's potion grind with this buff running. That's a good point.
Not gathering though. Gathering is not affected. Doesn't affect gathering.
Yes. Also, fishing is not affected. So if you were thinking of fishing during this event, right out.
And then the next one they had double world boss drops. So I think this is. I mean, you could leave it permanently doubled and nobody would still go because even double boss rate drops is still garbage. I went to Kudum and Zarka one time and I was like, yep, never going back here again until they gave more buffs. So. Unfortunately, I think the only ones. Guess going to Vel is really worth it. Maybe not. I don't know. Garmoth.
When's the last time you went to a non-Vel or Garmoth world bus, Khur?
I will tell you the only reason I go to Vel is because of Nabron. He's the best captain in A. But I don't know. I've kind of been doing the field bosses lately. I kind of put alts at like random spots, like Mudster and shit like that, with like Oasis gear. You go and you smack them once, get like 4 Kaffers, then you hop off. I mean, it's
that easy. Bad. I actually got 200 Kaffers in I think 3 hours or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
And then that's like how I got one of my DP. I got this free world field bosses. It's the way to go. But world bosses suck because they don't give you any Kaffers. And their boss drops suck also. Let's see, bonus logging rewards. Are the logging rewards any good? I haven't looked at them. Are the logging rewards any good?
I don't know. I haven't logged in.
It was a free Wizard Gospy they gave.
That's not so bad.
I haven't looked at the login rewards in 2 years. They've all been the same.
Chakra seals. Yay.
Cool.
Yep. I think that's the only thing in there. Oh, yeah. They give us 10 of those verdant blackstones, which you use to get your Carvel. So that's the only thing really interesting in here, I think.
Is it?
I mean, for anybody who doesn't have a Carvel, if he wants to upgrade their Furious Subbo or Furious Frigate to a Carvel, that's good. And then latent spawns. Latent spawns. I think I've seen 2 latents. Not sure where these
spawn in Valencia, bro.
Yeah, well, I mean, I was grinding Schultz Guard, and I didn't see one there.
Wasn't.
Oh, you've been grinding?
I haven't seen any, bro. I've seen 0.
It's a dumb. I think it's a dumb event.
I don't understand why half the game doesn't have them. I
don't know. I saw one randomly over here at Moncham's. That's the second one I've ever seen. Saw one on the road. There are apparently a lot of them on the road if you want to farm them. They're like in Medea on the road. It's similar to the chest event. They're pretty good location for it.
I think they're on the road a lot because they spawn on players. I don't think it's like the Medea event.
Oh, because people are just always autopathing. They just more.
Yeah, you can like go through and see people like because people are AFK around, right around, so you can just go and finish them off because anybody can kill them. It's not just the person that spawned it.
Oh,
and if someone does spawn one, if you do more damage than they do, you can steal it from them.
I like that mechanic. It's fun. Makes you a little anxious about it, you know? You're like, where are they? Anybody coming up? I think that's it for the events, unless I missed any. So Global Lab. Global Lab, we already talked about the new Marty's Lab conversion for weapons and stuff. The other thing is they revealed the T10. I think they revealed 2 of the T10 appearances. Have you guys seen that?
Mm-hmm.
I did see those. I couldn't tell if they were fake or not. So that's all legit.
Yep, those are real. There's like a black and red one, so it's a little bit different than the Black Pegasus. And then there's I think one more.
Yeah, I got a Wizard Gatsby. Nice.
Dude, imagine having the only Black Pegasus on the server, and then they come out with T10 horses, and now everybody gets a Black Pegasus.
Yep.
Well, I mean, to be fair, this is I imagine it's a T10, so it's not going to be very easy to get.
So apparently, when you're trying to make one, this is just what I heard. There's a possibility that your T9s downgrade.
I don't think that's true.
I've never heard that either. If that is, that's kind of crazy.
The only thing I know is that the materials you use to make it are untradeable. So like you have to train your own horses for Imperial horse delivery and do like
I like that. I'm a big fan of that.
It kind of brings back like a nuance of like actually doing horse training instead of like, oh, just grind for silver and then put pre-order on T9 mats, right? So you kind of like have to train your own horses, trade them in for seals, and then trade them.
I like that a lot, actually. Do we have details on how much material it's going to take?
We don't have details like that.
I'm going to make an Imperial horse training guide for YouTube.
Yeah, apparently one of the Pegasus is like a ghostly blue with a Commosylve like shine to it, and the other one is black with red wings. So interesting. I'm looking forward to seeing this. I really think that it should just be like a shiny version of a T9, and then just force everybody to redo their T9s all over again who wants it over and over.
That.
And
what they need to do is they need to lean on the previous color system that they had, and they need to have different colors of T9s based on the colors of the T8s, because they had a really good color and breeding system from tier 1 through 8 that they just threw in the trash can when T9s came out. If they actually integrated that and allowed us to get different types of horses based off of that, that could be really fun and interesting and would provide a whole new sub game within BDO of training and raising the right horses and leveling them and doing the right mixtures, etc. Or we can just do a little bit of Imperial training and throw everything else in the trash, which is, I think, probably what they're.
I agree with that. Like, I hate that they scrapped the whole system of like having pure breeds, like the pure whites or the pure blacks and things like that, and like having them learn different skills depending on what breed they were. I hate that they kind of scrapped that with the T9s.
It gives a lot of players a lot of content for very little effort on the developer side too. Because you get the wrong one, you're like, oh, gotta do it again, and that's that RNG element to it. Not only makes more content, but creates a lot of creativity there.
I got my T9 horse on my last attempt, which was my 6th. I had a 5 fail stack, and I got it over 2 years ago. And
I'm 22 attempts in from free attempts right now. Still no free horse.
I don't see myself really ever doing this.
So I'm doing it for sure, man. I want a Black Pegasus. Whatever the new skills are, even if it's only like 20% more, glidey than the other one, that's fucking huge. And unless the skills are just absolute dog shit, this is going to be irresistible.
I am tempted because I already have one, but
I
don't know what I'm doing with this fucking game right now. So
how did you guys interpret when they revealed the T10? Because I've kind of seen it multiple ways where it's like, some people think there's going to be 6 different T10s, and it depends on which T9s you breed together. So like if you use a unicorn and a Pegasus, you get something different, and if you use a unicorn and a unicorn, you get something different. Like, how did you guys interpret
that? Would be sweet.
That's the way that I interpreted it.
Cool.
We already know that the Pegasus has 2 different versions, so that leads credit to the idea that there's going to be 2 of every version, and depending on which of the 3 that you pick, which 2 of the 3 you pick would equal one of the 2 options. And if that's the case, then that definitely leads a lot more. There's a player choice there, that you get to choose, and maybe there's one harder than the other one to obtain, and maybe you have to craft a T9 for that. I definitely think that would make it more interesting at the very least. And I think, honestly, what this does in the future, it gives them a platform to build on, because what they could do is release more T9s, and then you have those T9s combined with the existing ones, and then you have even more combinations of T10s, and then you can kind of rebuild what they lost over a longer period of time. And it's just free content from the add-on every year. It's, hey, there's an RT9, there's an RT10, and here's more combinations. So it could be the start of something great, but as it currently is, at the very least, I hope that's how it works out. I like it.
Bro, give me a stag, man. Give me, I don't know. I feel like they don't want to release stuff that's not horses, but they have.
The pet game is super weak in BDO compared to other Eastern MMOs, dude.
Give me a stag or like, I don't even, a Farrakha, anything? Because like they already have. Yeah, they already have like flying blimps in the game. Like they've already fucking broke the fourth wall, right? Like they're flying blimps that just fly around the game. So like, just give us mounts that aren't horses. I'd be okay.
Just give me a mini elephant that goes zoom zoom, or like a Dumbo elephant that flies like a Pegasus.
I do think that this game should take itself less seriously and have some more fun things in it.
Well, last time they took themselves less seriously, we got shy. So maybe we should pump the brakes.
I'm about to create a lot of shitty flute content, so I'm way less upset about shies in general.
I'm just scrolling down on global, unless you guys had something else to say about that.
Global.
I'm scrolling down to this new RBF map, and I'm kind of cringing.
Well, it's not.
Really?
It's not new. It's the exact same, but change the towers. So the towers are supposed to be fair spawns now, and that you get trapped equally at both instead of only at one.
So it's called Garmoth's Nest, but it looks the same as the other RBF, except it's just, I think the starting areas are different, and that's the only change. So it's not actually in Garmoth's Nest, and then the first line is Garmoth randomly attacks adventurers.
So there's two different ones. There's one that's Garmoth's Nest. It looks just like Garmoth's Nest. Copy paste. And then in there's like a vase you can break for like an AP buff. And then basically Garmoth comes around and it flies around and can interrupt the fight in interesting ways. Then the original RBF map, they're changing the two towers.
Not screenshots of Garmoth Nest. The Garmoth Nest is still a different map, and it's actually Garmoth Nest.
Yep. And there's there's like a vase or something that you can look for and kill for an AP buff similar to Shadow Arena.
The way I interpreted this one is it's like basically the same thing, but without the RNG mechanics of like
Shadow Arena is so wildly successful that they decided to bring that success over to BDO.
Yeah. Anyway, the as far as the original map goes, all they're changing on the original map is the towers, so that they're supposed to have fair and equal spawn locations. So you can either get trapped on one or the other one, or you can push them each other equally. It's supposed to be a more fair starting location for both. Now the middle hasn't changed at all. The middle, the buildings, nothing in the middle has changed at all. It's just the starting towers.
Well, the worst part of RBF is the starting. But if they're still just
when you first exit the tower, those little walls they're the same on both platforms now. That's what they changed.
Yeah, that's terrible. So.
Hey, I have an important RBF question.
I can't answer this.
Can you drop an hourglass at the DP buff on Hashishine, go fight for 30 seconds, and then take it, teleport back up top, take the DP buff again, repeat indefinitely?
I hope so.
Just wanted to put that out there.
Well, that needs some investigation right there. That sounds like an interesting topic.
Yeah, we need more cowards in PvP.
That's right, my alley. That's my
I'm not that excited about getting attacked by Garmoth while I'm doing RBF. I don't know about that.
I don't know if it's gonna be an option. You get to pick the map. You get to pick your RBF server. So maybe if you pick RBF server 1, you get one map, and pick RBF server 2, you get a different one. So that was a little unclear. I'm wondering if it's going to be RNG. If it's RNG, I don't know how people are going to receive it, because the RNG of Garmoth is a little bit severe. Maybe if it's like a triggered ability where you could basically trigger it after killing a certain tower or something. That way you'd feel like, oh, the player's triggered X, Y, and Z, and that's why it happened. That would be a little better than, hey, randomly attack you. Yeah.
Literally says Garmoth randomly attacks adventurers.
So I hope they change that. Yeah, it sounds bad.
Oh, that sounds great.
Can we just get some normal PvP in this game without any silly gimmicks?
Yeah, I don't.
Absolutely not.
I want leaderboards for the fucking 1v1 arena in the battle arena, dude. Give me that.
One from mobile into PC.
Yes.
Anyways.
Can we not fight on main Khur?
What was the other thing that was on Global Lab? There was something
Fuck
else
you,
on Global
Tim.
Lab.
Oh, you don't have gear?
Mm,
I don't know. I'm genuinely asking.
Huh? Oh yeah, no. I sold my combat gear back in like March.
yeah, he doesn't have nothing. But then, what's your Black Star at? Is it Tet right now? Or I guess try or something?
Yeah, I only croned, dude. Hitting it raw would be.
Yeah, you never
retarded.
raw pin Blackstar
It makes sense.
unless you're Tim Allen.
Ah, yes, there's a new crystal for your boat.
You were so worried when I tapped that. You thought I was going to steal all your thunder.
Yeah, I was freaking out, Tim.
You really were.
There's a new crystal for boats. Basically, you can. It goes into your helm slot. So the the prow that goes in the front, where you have the. I don't know what it's called. I think it's a prow. It goes there, and basically you can upgrade. It starts off at white, then goes green, then blue, then yellow quality. It gives you things like LT, turn speed. All the 4 major stats of the boat go up, and also gives you additional worker stamina as well. I can't read it all here because it's just a photo, but it gives you a lot of the good stuff that you need for your boat. Seems like something that a lot of people are going to go for. I can't read this, so I'm not exactly sure the acquisition method right now. Does anyone know how you acquire it? I'm not really sure, but anyways, it's interesting that they have they're adding more sea content. I don't necessarily think this is I think they need to work more on the base of the sea content rather than the equipment. The equipment's not really the problem right now for the sea. But
I think sea content's in a decent place. I just think like it's a little bit tedious the way you upgrade your boat and some stuff that's gated by daily quests or whatever. But the actual content, as far as bartering goes, I think is actually in a pretty good spot.
You like the current bartering system?
I think everyone who does it likes it. I mean, it's not my favorite thing, but it was interesting when I did it, and some people love it. It's like a whole sub game.
I guess I can see that. Yeah, there's definitely people who enjoy doing it all the time, for sure. I hope they work on it some more because I wish there was more of an active element to it. Right now, it seems more of like an AFK element with tab over occasionally. That's it for the BDO content. Unless there's something else I missed, you guys want to talk about? We can go on to our extracurricular topics.
Sure.
Ninja returns to Twitch.
Oh, thank God.
It took us a long time to get here. Let's do it. What do you guys think?
I'm so excited. I'm going to gift him 100 subs on day one.
Fortnite. We love Fortnite.
Do we know his return date yet?
Pronounced fork knife. I think it was the other day.
Oh, he's already back.
Oh, I missed it. Damn.
He was gifting 100 subs every 30 minutes or something for a couple hours before he went live.
Oh,
do you think he actually paid for those, or do you think Twitch gave them to him for free when he resend?
I don't think I care.
I think he probably paid for them.
You really think he paid for him? Come on.
Sure. Well, I mean, he has a very good return ratio, I'm sure, on his ad revenue, or his sub revenue.
Do you remember at TwitchCon San Jose when Ninja had an entire parking lot of merch? There was like a Ninja tent with like Ninja shirts and Ninja fidget spinners and fanny packs and shit.
Yep.
I don't think I saw it, but I believe it.
Shout out to San Jose, by the way. Like the worst city I've ever been to.
Those unions,
nice
bro.
Transit.
You can't buy a water bottle here. You have to go down the road to the Union guy to buy the water bottle. Like, what the?
Anybody who pays for that train is a fucking idiot. If you're in San Jose and you pay for that tram, you're a moron.
Yeah, it's literally free.
I paid for it once and I felt like an asshole.
Cool. Yeah. So, does anyone actually want to talk about this, or do we have something else to discuss?
Yeah. So I'm surprised, right? The last time we talked about the whole big streamer thing, it was like, well, Ninja leaving Twitch made sense so he could go get paid out because Shroud was eating his lunch. So now we have Shroud coming back to Twitch, and then Doc leaving, and then Ninja going back to Twitch. I'm a little surprised that we didn't see Ninja going to YouTube, quite frankly. Because I feel like if you're a fork knife streamer, fork knife is really prevalent along with Minecraft on YouTube.
Yeah.
I think that probably would have been the move, but I don't know.
I think he's trying to not play Fortnite anymore. I think that's why he came back to Twitch. I think he's trying to. He got the big payout, and I think now he wants to do variety. Wasn't he like streaming Among Us or something?
He definitely wants to do variety, but I don't know if he's capable of doing variety.
Dude, that man's soul must just have like from all the. Imagine how much Fortnite he's played. He's got to be just on the edge of sanity, dude. He's probably just at this point just wants to take the money and just go variety.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's probably what it comes down to, right? Because if he goes to YouTube, there's no chance. There's no chance of it because you have to do Fortnite, otherwise your brand diminishes. But if you have the security of Twitch, then you can take the initial hit, and rebuild back up. Because I mean, you're Ninja, you can just rebuild back up from whatever you choose.
I don't know. Give me 1% of his monthly income, and I'll play Fortnite until I fucking vomit.
I mean, like, does he have enough money to literally just never have to worry, like, ever?
Sure.
Yeah, but I mean,
obviously, you want to build more, right?
Do people ever
But,
get to the point where they're like, "Yeah, I got enough money now. I'm gonna chill."
I mean, that's true.
Yeah,
I just think he's at the point where he can take a risk, right? Like his brand's already there. I literally go to Walmart and I'll see a fucking Ninja poster. Like, the fuck?
maybe that's why he's coming back to Twitch, because he just enjoys the Twitch platform better, and it's just a personal choice rather than a money choice. Because I think a big brand choice is obviously YouTube. I mean, if you ask me, I'm not the smartest guy in the room, but like, if you ask me, YouTube is to make sense. You look at Doc's numbers; he's getting like 400,000 viewers and shit. Like, he's massive.
He's not still getting that much, is he?
Well, he's insane. He's absolutely insane. I don't know what his last stream was, but he's a monster now. He's bigger than almost any streamer on Twitch, easily.
The first couple weeks, whenever someone goes to a new platform, there's going to be an explosion and a bunch of hype and et cetera, et cetera. The question is not what he gets on his first day or his first week back. The question is what he gets a month from now, right? So we'll just have to wait.
I don't think it really matters what platform he's on. He's the 1993, 1994 back to back. He didn't just do it once and then a couple of years later did it again. He did it back to back. Blockbuster games, champion. So I don't really think it matters what platform he's on.
No, I don't think so either.
Yeah, I don't think Ninja won any Blockbuster championships. So, I mean,
why are we even talking about him? I don't even think he's 6 foot tall, dude.
Why does that matter?
Doc is 6'8".
I still don't understand why this matters. Wait. I'm 5'10". Wait, what? Wait, what?
I don't know. Enjoy a couple weeks of 1,000 viewers, man.
You guys are getting an ad, all right?
I mean, I feel like YouTube just has a lot more people on it, right? Would you guys agree? Like just the platform in terms of like watching streams and like just everything in general.
All right, so every time objectively is exactly right. Twitch is the 35th most popular website, and YouTube is like third. So just if you're trying for exposure, and every popular streamer has a YouTube presence, even unpopular streamers have YouTube presence. And I just feel like the synergy is there, but the platform hasn't been there to make that a viable choice. And Twitch has our balls as partners in a fucking vice grip, so we can't even have a decision. We're just owned. Our live streaming is just owned by them. And so moving to the place that has the viewers, where you have the presence, and finding that synergy, or taking advantage of that synergy without having to ask people to move to different platforms, I think is the right move. I've always wanted to stream on YouTube. I've always wanted to do it.
I'm not sure why he did. Like, he's in a position right now where he could do almost anything he wants. Why doesn't he just stream on both and just not take the partnership program on Twitch?
It's just money.
Yeah,
stream on Twitch and stream on YouTube. Get the fame of YouTube, and then get to say you're back on Twitch. And then Twitch is like, what do we do? You know,
because his sub money, where, we look at our revenue on our page and we go, we break it down, we see what it is. He doesn't look at his dashboard. He gets paid monthly or yearly or whatever it is, and that is probably a large part of his revenue, and probably the only part he really cares about, because it's millions, where his monthly revenue from the stream is probably hundreds of thousands.
I guess I could see that, yeah.
So, you take care. The platform to him matters. To where us, it's just kind of a conversation. The game's different. You know?
So, do you think he's gonna? They announce the Ninja Fortnite tournament going to happen or something for Twitch, and that was like part of this whole thing going on at the same time. I haven't caught up on the information on it. Maybe we'll have to talk about this next week.
I don't know. I'm just amazed that Fortnite is still around, to be honest.
Well, I think they've been very creative with their seasons. Their seasons have been game changing. You know, when you have famous people like Drake come on and to have that whole experience
decades ago. Drake was literally like
Drake.
The fucking
Could you
dude.
imagine that just during a siege, a massive 1,000,000-foot tall Travis Scott just bursts out and starts doing fucking sicko mode while we're trying to fight for Calpheon? Like, they do some cool shit in that game. Travis Scott just come out and and he's just fucking dropping the fucking beat. And people are like, this is lit. Okay.
Tim's invited to the cookout, bro. You're invited to the cookout.
Why are we having Garmoth randomly attack people in the new RPF when it could be Travis Scott?
But it could be Travis Scott!
I think that kind of marketing though is really, really top notch. I don't think that appeals to necessarily a gamer, but appeals to pop culture. And pop culture is where the true popularity is at, and they realize that.
Hold on.
And I think it's a difference there.
We all know that we're not going to get Travis Scott, but what we could do is we could get like a 5-foot tall Dyrus. We could get like a 5-foot tall Dyrus that's
Waka Flocka, bro.
That's like 200 feet wide.
Oh yes,
that replaces the Garmoth model, and he just all it says is KYS the entire time.
Maybe too soon for that, but I like the direction you're taking it.
Just a big fucking fat Dyrus going KYS, KYS. Keep yourself safe.
I mean, honestly, though, I think that the creativity they bring to Fortnite is what keeps it alive, and that's what we're starving for in BDO and MMO genres creativity. And when Fortnite is doing that and maintaining their audience, I can't really shame the company because we're not doing any better over here, right? Not doing any better over here.
No, we're doing much worse.
Yeah.
Fortnite does have better seasons than BDO. That is
honestly though, I'd be like, sometimes I wish that I actually enjoyed shooter games. Because like shooter games, like if you're an MMO player, the chances of a good MMO coming out are pretty much like zero, right? Because none of them are actually innovating or doing anything different. But like shooters, there's a new shooter that comes out like every month. They literally just have to reskin the same thing, add a couple different character abilities, and then bam, like you get a brand new shooter. And it happens all the time. So like sometimes I'll be jealous.
Well, I mean, let's think about it. You had DayZ, or you had H1Z1, DayZ, then you had PUBG, then you had Fortnite, and then you had Call of Duty's new gas arena. Then you had Destiny's. If you have a loot itch, you can just play Destiny. Like you have all these different options for shooters for sure. Always giving you something new, and they're all pretty good. I definitely feel in that.
Will you find my witch on Tamer? Khur?
I will do anything to your witch that you want, Tim.
See you on Caltheon too.
All right, so since we're in the other game section, Khur, since you're our guest, thank you for coming.
Oh shit.
What other games do you play when you're not playing BDO?
I'm a big fan of horror games. Horror games are probably like my favorite genre. So like,
really?
Yeah, I really like horror games. But the only problem with horror games is that like you can only play them once or twice, right? Because once you know that the jump scare is coming, or like, you know, like you no longer have that anxiety placed with them, then they're no longer fun. But yeah, those are my favorite kind of games.
I know the jump scare is coming, and I still get scared, and I fucking hate them.
Same here, dude. I would get scared playing Subnautica just because I would see like a piece of kelp all of a sudden.
My $5 donation is more. Oh no, I'm sorry. My $2 donation is more than getting scared out of like this.
Wow, that's only $2.
Yeah, it's because I love it so much. I want it played as often as possible. It's this like this fucking snake like coming out of the water in Moreland going, ah! Oh my god! Ah! Oh my
That
god!
was a Leviathan, okay? That was a ghost Leviathan. It was not a snake.
I've never seen somebody so scared. I've never seen somebody so scared. You were terrified.
Scary game.
I like a psychological kind of game. That's why I like when it's more psychological, not jump scare. I don't like jump scare. I like a psychological level to it.
So which
horror games would you recommend, Kirk?
Yeah, I was about to say.
So you thinking like psychological horror or just like actual like
something
horror?
That's gonna like not necessarily jump scares, something that's gonna like legitimately make me feel fear and loathing.
I think you should play Welcome to the Game. Welcome to the Game 2 would be a really good game for you. Basically, it's like, I don't even know how to explain it. You're like this hacker type guy, and you're trying to save somebody's life on the deep web, and you have all these people coming in. I don't know how to explain it, but I think it'd be really good for you. I think you would like that one.
Steam tells me there's gore, sexual content, nudity, and violence on that game, though.
I'm in.
A little bit of everything for you, Dean. I think you'd like Welcome to the Game too. I would love to watch Moreland play it. Maybe you too, Tim. I think you might like it as well.
I don't think my prayer circle would appreciate that.
I mean, it doesn't actually have like, you're not actually seeing like nudity. There's like a streamer mode where it like blocks out the stuff. But,
okay, I don't have to see labia.
No, you don't have to if you don't want to.
Good.
So, what other games?
There's this if you just like actual horror games where you're just running from something and shit like that, there's Infliction. It's called Infliction. That one's pretty good.
Can you rate Outcast? What's the
Outlast? Outlast is pretty good too. Outlast is pretty good, especially if you're like
Outlast.
On a scale of 1 to 10.
A scale of 1 to 10. The first Outlast is probably like an 8 in terms of like in terms of scary games. It's really high. The second one is not as good, but the first one's really, really good.
So what I hate about horror games is I can't shoot the thing that's trying to kill me. I just have to like run.
I like that. What I didn't like about Outlast is that maybe I should have just played it on a harder mode, but I didn't like how I would do a level and then there would be a big scary monster and I would get freaked out and it would kill me, and then it would respawn me like 20 seconds beforehand and I would just die again. And after like 2 or 3 times, then I was like, okay, well, I know the monster's there and I could stare right at it and die, and like, who cares? And I don't know, it just stopped being scary.
There was a guy in a wheelchair and I knew he was going to get out of the wheelchair and scare me. And he still got out of the wheelchair and scared me. And I'm like, I don't want to play this game anymore.
Nothing for me compares to when you're the first time you're playing Subnautica and you go to a new biome or a new like depth that you haven't been to before, and you just start descending into the fucking abyss and you have no idea what's down there. That to me is like the stuff of nightmares, like huge open bodies of water with unknown shit crawling around in the dark. I love that, dude. I can't wait for the next Subnautica.
Have you played the next one? It's out. The second one is out.
No, it's in early access. I'm waiting for them to finish it. I've been waiting so long.
Okay. You mean full finish? Gotcha.
Yeah.
So what about MMOs, Khur? What other MMOs? What did you play before BDO?
I've pretty much always been an MMO player. I played this Nexon MMO. It was called Mabinogi. I played it for like 7 years.
Wow.
From the time I was in like
Can you
7th
spell
grade,
it?
6th grade. Mabinogi. And it was probably to this day still like my favorite MMO, but you know, Nexon.
Because you could spell that, I know you have a higher education than me.
This is the most anime fucking thing I have ever seen in my fucking life.
Hey, bro. It had some good PvP.
Did it?
It had some really good PvP. Dude.
Oh yeah, I've seen this. People said
really
the PvP
good
was
PvP.
good, but I couldn't bring myself to fucking play this weeb shit.
Still, I mean, obviously, it has a mix of like tab target elements with like a little bit of the dynamic combat, but it's still probably like my best memories in terms of an MMO. But I know everybody says that about their first, right?
Yeah.
No. What? No. How toxic is the PvP community?
super toxic. So in that game, you could choose. You had to choose a side, elves or giants, and anybody that wasn't on your side, you could kill them freely. So like we would, like my guild would go to the town, like the main hub, and just like kill everybody that wasn't sided with the giants, and you could just camp people. They'd stand up, and there's no iframe when you stand up, so you just kill them back instantly. And like you have to force them to crash their game with Task Manager. It was so good. It was so good.
They just don't make them like that anymore.
Albion Online, isn't that pretty close?
Did you play New World?
No, I actually didn't play New World. I watched you and Moro play it a lot, but I never played it myself. I was just watching.
I'm so looking forward to the November one.
Yeah, you're gonna be a big crafty boy, aren't you, little man?
Big crafty boy, little man. Yes, that sounds like me.
Yeah, you're gonna make me food.
Yeah, Potion, I'm really gonna need those 5-tier crystals from you on day 2. If you can make that happen, that would be great.
I don't know how to level it up. Well, I tried leveling up last time. It's like the only thing you can do is cut stones. It's dumb.
You better go watch some fucking videos, dude.
Yeah.
Can I send you some shoes to wear while you craft?
Wait, in real life or in video game?
In real life, while
yes,
you craft in video game.
Definitely. In that case, yes.
What size shoes are you in women's?
At least 15. I don't know what women's size shoes are. Why do you ask all these weird questions, bro? This is why the only way to win is not to play.
I just wanted to know if you knew what size shoe you were in women's.
Tim just cracks himself up.
I've noticed.
Khur, why didn't you play Among Us with us yesterday?
Yeah.
I didn't know you guys were playing. Nobody told me.
There's a role.
DM'd. Somebody said they messaged you.
Nobody DM'd me.
Don't you have the role in Discord? Didn't you get added?
No. Did you give me the role? I don't think I got an alert.
You guys really don't think
play whatever. Just let me know, dude. All right.
You don't think it'd be funny for Potion Shop to be wearing high heels while he's crafting in a video game?
Potion wearing high heels, dude?
Bro, I sometimes wonder. Just send Tim feet pics, guys. Don't worry about the rest of it.
I thought that was funny.
I think it's more funny that you think it's funny. All right. What else do we want to speak about? Anything else?
Yeah. So, what are your goals in BDO right now? What are you working towards, Khur?
Pin Black Star.
What keeps you playing? What keeps you playing the game? So you have no combat gear, but you're working towards Pin Black Star.
Yeah. So basically, here's how I got to this area. Okay. So basically, I played Tamer. Pretty much the only class I've ever played for 4 years as a main, anyway. And Tamer's PVE was absolute dog shit. Like I was back in January, I was 278 Kudum or whatever, and I was barely pulling 3K trash at Stars In, and that was during the height of like Warrior being super good, easy like with Succession and easily pulling like 5K plus, right, without much effort. Sucks Sork still being at the peak before they got a little bit of a breakdown, etc., etc. So like not making very much money was pretty AIDS. And then like I was like, okay, I'll just sell my combat gear and switch to life skilling. So I did that. And I mean the money is really good, but now I'm kind of at the point where like my life skill gear is done, right? Like I got the 2 pin clothes that matter, etc.
How much money are you making now? I've been telling people some information. I need to fact check it. All right.
It's a lot. I don't think I've made less than 250 mil pressing R in a long time, a couple months.
All right, that's way more than I thought. I thought it was around 200 actually. Is that the Dead Tree Essence that's increasing it, or
it's the Kaffers? It's
I
get a lot
so
of
high now.
So like I get like 50-55 Kaffers an hour. So
okay, that's actually better than I
all
thought.
The logs and things, it's really good. But granted, I'm like 1900 mastery, so
sure, yeah, you basically almost maxed out.
Yeah.
Okay. That's way better. I'll definitely not lie anymore and say it's 200 mil. I really thought it was.
No. Keep lying and saying it's 200 mil.
No. You thanks for letting me know. Appreciate that.
Chopping those Kaffers, man.
I bought a Tet Manos axe about 2 months ago in anticipation of Odalita coming out and ruining the market. That's how we pronounce it, right? Did we
I'm not going to go here.
What did Potion say? Odatilla?
Or Delito.
Ortolito.
Otilita.
Still not correct.
You guys will eventually figure it out. It's okay.
I love re-listening to these podcasts. There's so much
Never
fun.
change, Potion. Please never change, dude.
Never.
It's like I'm watching the Titanic movie and we're throwing you a life jacket, bro, but you just take it off every time we look away and you cause yourself
I'm
to
telling you
sink
guys, I'm in
again.
a speedboat. I need your life vest.
The funny part of that comment, Khur, is that Potion's a huge DiCaprio fan. Loves him.
Interesting. What do you like about him, dude?
Yeah, what do you like about Leonardo DiCaprio the most, Potion?
Isn't that like a guy who plays music on a piano? Like who's like dead, way dead?
Yeah, he wrote the song Claire de Lune.
I have no idea what you're talking about. I give up. Uncle, what's the answer?
7.
Ah.
What else, Khur? What else can we ask you? So you've been life skilling solely since March.
How about I ask you guys a question? The fuck?
Oh.
All right. You put me on spot. I want to ask you guys a question. So, all right. So, like, this is a hypothetical. All right. So, you know
Potion. This is Potion's specialty.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Yeah. So, you know how 2020 has been like one shit fest after another every single month. All right. So, say hypothetically, right? At the end of the year, instead of it becoming 2021 on New Year's Day, this all has been like a premonition, and we start over on January 1st, 2020. Do you think that anything would have changed? Like, we know what's coming. Do you think like we as people would have done anything different to change it, or do you think the same thing would just happen over again?
I think
definitely the same thing would happen.
I think what would happen is we'd all wear masks and find out that nothing actually changed, and then we'd be like, "Wait, what?"
So you're a believer that like the masks don't do anything? You think just the masks?
I think masks do help, but like 50% of people don't wear them correctly. If you have to have them cover up your nose, you have to have them like if you're in closed area and it's blowing out the top, you're still in the same room with the person, you're still gonna get infected, bro. So I
don't think anybody has the slightest fucking clue how this stuff works or how it's spread or anything like that, including the scientists who are studying it. That's my take.
I definitely think we don't know enough for sure.
I don't know how condoms work, but I still wear them.
They're not that complicated.
Neither are masks.
Well, people still mess
he
it
has
up.
a point there.
That is
he does have a point there.
I was going to try arguing that one, but that's pretty straightforward.
It's a little bit complicated, droplets and masks. It's not exactly.
Well, I will say that I think that a lot of people don't wear them correctly, and because of that, there's a lot more infections than normal. And then because people are just going to riot about it because they're going to argue about the proper way of doing it this time, and then they'll all go riot in the streets and get sick anyway from coronavirus because they're not wearing masks.
Well, maybe not. I mean, catching it outside actually turns out to be kind of hard, from what we know.
Did you ever see the 2007 film starring Sandra Bullock named Premonition? Good, don't. It was terrible. So if we could do 2020 over, the question is would
2020 over?
Would we like do things differently and like change the way that it's come out so far, right?
I don't think anybody can really even agree on why this happened. I think so it was like the Wuhan virus was the first name, and it was like this big China thing. Remember all those videos that were being spread around Twitter and Instagram and stuff of like these Oriental people? I don't want to guess what their nationality was, spitting on laptops at Best Buy and stuff. Remember seeing those videos?
No.
You should follow King of All Sand on Twitter.
There was also,
okay. Now I know why you're watching those.
the
context
context
are good.
Walmart and lick ice cream and shit.
From those videos.
What'd you say, Marlon?
You also learn a lot about 5G during those videos.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah, the problem is that because of how flat the Earth is, 5G is just really good at spreading corona. Like it has a really long, flat vector where it can push it over the entire planet. So
that's why I asked you guys if you own helmets, because I can't believe in a world where 5G is everywhere, none of you own helmets.
Oh, I don't own a helmet. I own a tinfoil hat. That's completely different. Yeah, I got one of those.
I don't. I think that how 2020 has developed and evolved was inevitable. And I think history repeats itself. And I think it could be as small of a cycle as if we woke up tomorrow, that there are such large and wealthy powers at play that even though the common knowledge would be this is what's going to happen, that in the grand scheme of reality, we are such a small piece of it that we don't have the ability to move that large ship as much as we want to, and that ignorance in big business will prevail, and 2020 would happen over and over and over and over and over again, because it has happened before and it will continue to happen. And this is just our generation's first version of it.
Yeah, I mean, I think honestly there's going to be more viruses. I think we're much more aware in today's society of this kind of thing. And I think that maybe not necessarily a virus, but there'll be a next this, whatever. There'll be another coronavirus in our lifetime. You know, not necessarily coronavirus, but maybe it's some other,
cycle extremes right now. So everything just gets pushed to the extreme. Where
Sure.
we thought last election, especially as Americans, last election cycle, we thought, wow, this is crazy. Couldn't imagine having worse candidates. And then, it gets worse. Everything just gets worse without being like super pessimistic, even though I am a pessimist. I think that there's going to have to be a massive breakdown in society in the United States for the cycle to change.
Well, I think that conversation is more limited because we're so connected with social media. You know, whenever you hear something happen, like there's been shootings that have been happening for a very, very long time, and like nowadays, if one happens, everybody knows about it. Where before, you might have 10 of them and nobody ever heard about it because there was no social media. The only thing was your local news station. So if there wasn't one in your local area, then nobody heard about it. Maybe you read a newspaper and you're like, oh, maybe that really bad one.
Shootings, local news stations wouldn't even exist. I hate local news in such a palpable way.
But I mean,
I hate it.
Anyway, like I think the internet connecting everything just amplifies things. It amplifies cancel culture. So now you have huge cancel culture, and it amplifies momentum. So the superstars become even bigger superstars than before. And when it's bad, it's extra bad.
Extreme.
It's just the extreme on every side because whatever it is just amplifies because of social media and the way it's currently constructed. And honestly, I think our generation doesn't know how to deal with that because we just read everything and we just go, this is the worst it's ever been. And then the next year, this is the best it's ever been. And then the next year after that, it's the worst it's ever been. And it just goes back and forth like that because we don't know how to handle the social media nature. And I think the next generation might come up and be like, this is all stupid. I'm not listening to any of it. I'm just going to go and play some video games and have some fun, And it will have to see because I just think our generation we just want to take everything in and then absorb it and then respond to it. I just think it's going to be.
I think people need to take way more psilocybin mushrooms, and then all of this will go away.
Honestly, I think it sounds crazy to a lot of people, but I think that's actually probably true.
Hey, when is the whole potion trying mushrooms thing? Because I remember you guys were talking about that a couple
But that cannot be live streamed. that cannot be live streamed.
Amazing live stream.
It would
be the best episode yet.
It would definitely be the best episode yet, and it'd be the last episode at the same time. Yeah, that's gonna have to be a closed door scenario. Strapped down to the table.
What are you studying in school, Khur?
Speech pathology.
What the fuck is that?
I know this first part of that.
So it's like, I don't know, let's say somebody has a stroke, right? And so like one side of their body, like they lose the ability to speak. So like you kind of help them like relearn to speak and things like that. Or like a kid has a stutter, right? And you kind of figure out why that kid has the stutter. And,
Can you figure out why Potion Shop can't say Odalita?
I mean, that's speech pathology, not rocket science, bro. No.
Potion, I love you, right?
Is that like the skill set to like help somebody who has like a really bad Southern accent? Not really bad, but a really strong Southern accent to...
Not really.
Whoa.
Not really.
Hey, you British guys, you all have to learn how to speak like Americans. That accent is just not acceptable. All right, you gotta fix that country accent right now. You gotta fix that British
Why
accent.
would you get rid of a Southern accent?
I don't understand. That's not a problem. That's just an accent. Everybody has that.
politicians do it a lot, like Hillary Clinton. If you look up like OG Hillary Clinton interview, she's like, "I'm gonna stand by my man. That's my man." Right? I can't do a southern accent.
She still does that depending on her audience, though.
Yeah, it depends on who she's in front of.
Right. She has different accents depending on which state she's speaking in.
I don't really follow her that much, but she speaks way more eloquently than she used to. I don't know. Is that like a speech pathologist job, or is that
Southern though, bro? Hold on, are you disrespecting us Southerns?
No, I have no idea. I'm way more Southern than you are. I'm so Southern I don't have an accent for it.
Florida's not the South.
That's where everybody moves to, bro.
Definitely not the South, bro.
No, I'm genuinely curious.
No,
Is that
like accents are more considered? They would be something considered allophones, right? Where it's like a different way of pronouncing certain syllables without them actually being but they're not wrong, right? It's just a different way that a group of people say something.
Isn't that a member of Vertex?
Allophone?
Yeah.
Allophones?
Oh, sorry.
But yeah,
We need to get allophones to play Among Us.
Oh my god. I'm trying to get I don't think I can stream it, but I'm trying to play Among Us with filter.
Yeah, that would be.
Bro, their comms are on a whole nother level.
You guys ever been in the zoo? Yeah.
Like the real zoo?
No, when you join their Discord, you have to start at the zoo.
No, I've heard their comms a few times on the stream, and then they quickly got turned off.
Is Filter like a toxic guild or something like that? Are they like the Call of Duty little kid voice chat or what? Like what kind of describe them? A lot of N bombs, a lot of F bombs.
I don't think they're coming to the cookout.
Okay.
Yep.
Yeah, that's how I would describe it.
So Filter or Shaky Bay? Is Shaky Bay in Filter?
Shaky Bay continuously renames his own guild because he would never be allowed into another guild.
Gotcha.
He used to be in Byact. I don't know what he's in now.
He just renamed it.
Yeah, I don't know who they are. English.
Yeah, aren't you like a speech pathologist or something?
No, not yet, bro.
In training. All right, so let's end the official podcast. We'll do some after hours. 2.5 hours. That was a good podcast. Khur, you're the second guest. Thank you so much. You did very well once you fixed your microphone.
Yeah, appreciate y'all having me.
Yeah, did you have fun?
Yeah. I liked the live roasting of Potion live. It definitely feels different when you can interact with it instead of watching it.
Thick skin, boys. Thick skin.
We do have thick skin, unless we stream snipe you, I guess.
Potion carries this podcast.
Hey, you're right. So that was Nerds and Words, episode 16, right? I want to thank you guys individually and collectively. I look forward to this every single week. It's cathartic, it's entertaining, and it's good to just catch up with some friends. Special thank you to Khur for being the second special guest. Khur, would you be interested in coming back sometime?
Yeah, for sure, man. For sure. I mean, I watch it anyway, so
yes. Might as well be here, right?
Might as well.
All right, so get to keep them. So how we like to close it is just going over what we can expect from your channels. If you want to plug something special or whatever the case is, the floor is yours. Starting with you, Khur.
Yeah, I mean, nothing too crazy. I'm looking to try to. I don't know if you guys remember the Black Spirit League thing that they used to do on Saturdays, where there was like a circuit style PvP tournament with like points and things. I'm looking to try to start something like that up on the weekends, especially with like because I've been really enjoying the 1v1 arenas and things like that. So maybe that could be fun. But yeah, that's about it, man.
Are you trying to shoutcast that? Or?
I don't know. It could be fun. Try.
You're gonna
somebody else.
Yeah,
you want to be on there, Tim?
Oh, dude, I love shoutcasting. I used to shoutcast for Trick2G League of Legends, actually.
Oh shit, really?
Yeah. For his tournaments. So hit me up. I'd be interested in that. That'd be fun.
All right.
That sounds fun.
Sounds like fun. And then other than that, just more Pin Blackstar freaking attempts. Hopefully,
when can we expect the next Pin Blackstar attempt?
Yeah, do you have a schedule for that?
I have enough silver for the current for one right now, but I just kind of let my mental recover because I've been kind of slammed by it. But I have enough silver for the next click already.
I feel you on that, man. All right, good luck.
Do you have a stream schedule or anything, Khur?
I don't really have a consistent schedule right now. I just stream like 4 or 5 days a week for long hours. So like anytime you check, I'll probably be up there if it's in the afternoon. See it in like CST.
Twitch.tv/KHUR. We'll have that on the Spotify and our YouTubes. Thanks for coming, man. Appreciate you. Potion, what do you got going on, dude?
I'm just trying to get enough DP here so people can't feed me into mobs anymore. So that's about all I'm up to. We'll be pushing that 63 Hashashin at Sakurai next week. Pray we don't get fed to mobs a bazillion times. Be playing in Succession. So yeah, about all I have going on. What about you guys?
How about you, Marlon?
Yeah, I'll be doing the Hosh thing when Awakening comes out. I'm been looking for a single player game to dive into. I might do like a hardcore Subnautica playthrough, or I might do one of these new horror games that you guys are suggesting. So we'll see. I'm looking for something to do, kind of on the side in addition to everything else. I'm getting the itch.
Have you ever played Mass Effect?
No, I saw the new one and it looked very, very bad.
So the first one, oh man, it's my favorite single player RPG of all time, and it's a lot of content. The first one's
I played the heck out of the Mass Effect series.
So good.
I really like the fact that like you could start with a character in Mass Effect 1, and when going to each other one, you upload your character from that game to the next game. So you get that sense of like rolling progression and keeping your entire character throughout the whole series.
The story's super good.
I might play some Darkest Dungeon. People keep suggesting that one.
Is that the one that's like
you really got to do Welcome to the Game too?
Okay.
I might try that too. I think I'm a little turned off with Hashashin, and I'm also going to go back to the day job here for me. So I'm going to start streaming in the evenings again. I'm super turned off with T1 Node Wars. I can't believe we didn't talk about that and the HP changes and how
true. Yikes, dude.
Horrible. Just horrible. PvP to me in this game is dead. I just roam Arsha or ask for 1v1s in Battle Arena or something. So I think I'm going to chill and grind for a while, and then I think I'm actually going to fucking finish my Dark Souls run. I should.
Oh, I want to see that.
I should just finish it. I should just do it. So I think my next stream would probably be Monday. I'll probably just start and only play Dark Souls on Monday evening. So I think that's what I'm going to do. And I'm really going to peel it back and stop being sweaty about streaming and just fucking have fun. And if I have 5 viewers, I have 5 viewers. If I have 500, I don't care. I don't want to do this anymore in the way that I was. I just want to go back to having fun in the evening. So that's what I'm going to do. Thank you guys so much. Looking forward to next week, episode 17. We may or may not have a special guest. I don't know. We'll see how that plays out. But make sure you drop us all a follow. Join our Discords. Play games with us. Reach out to us. We all have Twitters and shit like that. Thank you very much. Have an excellent week, and we'll catch you next time. We're on Spotify and YouTube, 12 p.m. Eastern. Sorry, 12 p.m. Pacific, 3 p.m. Eastern. Have an excellent week.